Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service. Command, this is car 33, I'm going on my break.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Round 11 Black Diamond Cup action. We are live from Killarney, Vale, Adelaide Street Oval on a picture-perfect day on the Central Coast. A little muddy underfoot. It's the Killarney Vale Bombers who will be hosting the Newcastle City Blues. My name's Ryan Webster. Joining me today after a couple of month hiatus, it's the General Manager of Operations, Gary Birkinshaw. Gary, welcome.
G'day, Ryan. How are you, mate?
You've been golfing, Gary. What's going on?
Been golfing. I wish I had been golfing, but being on hiatus, as you said, unfortunately it's not an overseas one, but Been watching a bit of different footy, Ryan. Been going around to a few different grounds, but certainly great to be back here on a sunny Saturday. Been a bit different this year. We had a bit of rain last night, but, gee, great conditions today, great weather. And, gee, Ryan, I think we've got a great game.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, two sides that I think it's probably fair to say Killarney Vale have been a little underwhelming after their grand final appearance last year. They're 5-4 going into today, coming off a very convincing loss last week at home against Terrigal, who are red hot at the moment. Newcastle City, on the other hand, they're 7-2, looking really good to challenge the Panthers this year, Gary. Killarney Vale at home, though, always a hard side to beat.
Yeah, certainly are. And you go back, I agree with what you're saying. They don't know about being underwhelming. They just probably haven't been as consistent and played as good as football as they have. But they've had a few injury problems during the year. Rick White, who's still out now, and the leg injury. Josh Mifsud, one of their prime midfielders, he got hurt in the representative game. Mark McVeigh's only playing his second game today. So they've got a few players who've been, in and out. One thing John Pidgeon has done, he's given a lot of young kids a run, and we've got that again today. We've got another couple there, Dylan Smith, Matthew Hall, a couple of young boys there who are going to have another run. So looking forward to them. Newcastle City, on the other hand, however, they are getting better and better. And the addition today of Mitch Crawford back from Western Australia, premiership player in 2013. So his run through the midfield will certainly strengthen there. And also, they've Sam Edwards joining them. They've all just started to get some good players together. So it'll be interesting to see how they go today. And it'll be a big test for Killarney Vale, certainly at home.
Yeah, Newcastle City looking really strong. Probably important to note with those ins that the players that go out, Wheeler and Wilmot, out this week due to suspension. They'll miss 3 and 2 weeks respectively. And also Riley Lang, the solid as ever fullback, and Jacob Dawes, Gary. So, gee, there's some big outs though for the Blues.
Yeah, big outs, but if anyone can replace, I think apart from Terrigal Avoke, I'm not sure anyone else in the competition can replace those outs with some good quality players as well. So, yes, they are weakened, but I still think they're in a pretty good shape team-wise.
Fantastic. So nearly ready to go here at Adelaide Street Oval. It looks like the Killarney Vale side will be kicking to your right of screen in the traditional Essendon red and black colours. Newcastle City, they're back in their traditional navy blue this week after the Pink Ladies' Day last week at number 1. Gary, the umpires today?
Quick shout out to the umpires, Jake Bateman, Stephen Bloom, and also there's been a change. I think we've got Joey O'Brien there, Darryl Luck, and out there's Cameron Moore out there.
Pick up.
Yeah, good pick up there. Jacob Johnson, Keeper Williams on the boundary. Luke Beavis, and we've got a change in the goal umpires there as well. So we'll move past the umpires,
Fantastic. Just about ready to go. It'll be Keast for Newcastle City, best on ground last week in a big win over Cardiff. He'll be going up against the young Ethan Lenson. So away we go. Keith up against Lenson. Keith once again a convincing tap down. It went down towards Gillingham of the Jack variety. Rupped up early, as mentioned. It's a little muddy underfoot. I probably can't remember the last time at Killarney Vale when it wasn't muddy. But a beautiful day for footy, probably around about 20 degrees, not a breath of wind.
20 degrees, I think you're a bit generous there, Ryan. Probably I would have said more about 15, I would have thought.
But that's a Tasmanian.
But 20 degrees, we are Central Coast, so it doesn't get below 20 degrees. You should know that.
Yep. Big test for Lenson today. They're probably a little under strength in the ruck. We know that. Keith's one of the superior ruckmen in the competition. So no clean possessions as of yet. Good tackling pressure, and it'll be holding the footy early. It's going to go the way of Walford for a holding the ball decision against Ian Baker there. Red hot on the whistle there was umpire Lark early in the match. Down towards centre half forward. They're going for Lloyd. Pretty solid last week against the Panthers and takes a strong mark. Confidence looks up for Lloyd. He's a beautiful kicker to Sharon. He'd have to kick it, best part of 60 metres to carry the goal line from here, Gary.
Yeah, look, he's had a great year, Daniel Lloyd. And look, for the Killarney Vale to win it, I reckon Lloyd will need to probably kick about half a dozen.
Absolutely. Fantastic footballers, Lloyd. So he kicks from right on the paint. It's a lovely looking drop punt. It won't make the distance. Just misses to the left. So first score of the day goes to the Bombers. Pretty tight and tough early, as you'd expect. Holding the ball decision went the way of the Bombers. Good strong mark taken there by Lloyd, right in front of our broadcast position. So to be the left-footed Baker. They go straight up the ground on this occasion, and basically uncontested was the coach there, Mitch Knight.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed that Killarney Vale will be able to get a kick straight from the kick in straight up to the centre of the ground and unmarked Mitch Knight there.
Yeah, Jack Gillingham now took a few strong grabs last week, putting a few senior games of footy together, but a good defender's punch there coming across was...
Yeah, that was Barrett. Barrett, really good, solid defended play there. The opportunity there looked like it was going to be for Crawford to take a mark, but Barrett, great closing speed and put the ball out of bounds.
So boundary throw in, scrubby kick towards centre half forward again. Walford playing on Baker. That'll be a good matchup. Looks like Owen James has got the job on Daniel Lloyd at fullback.
Yeah, big job for James. Come up from the first division, from the reserves. He's been good in that competition. So good faith shown by Mitch Knight in giving him the job. So
Absolutely. One out with Daniel Lloyd. What a challenge that'll be. Important to thank Bar TV, the production supplier of this telecast, and also a major sponsor, Wilson Security, as well. So free kick now going to go the way of Newcastle City. It looks like Connor Haswell, he's having a great consistent year as well.
yeah, one of the good young players in that competition. Just 18.
Looks like Dempsey's playing at full forward. Barrett's got his name written all over this one and just sits back in the hole, takes a pretty easy mark in the end. Goes to his left foot now to the far wing. It's going to drop just short down there of Zara. Boundary throw in. That one went through on the bounce. So our other sponsors today, Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, the official apparel supplier, GE Industrial, and a handful of other ones as well. Great sponsors in this league. Ducking the headwear was, I believe, Castel Nouveau.
Yeah.
And Castel Nouveau to his left foot on the wing. Just chipping the ball around. This is Bailey. Really good start to the game. It's good to watch two red-hot sides televised today. They go down for Lloyd, and he's got his confidence up. Just working his opponent, James, under the ball there. Turns around quickly, goes for Ireland. He's a good player, Ireland. Pay the mark, he will. So Jackson Ireland marks directly in front. I was just actually reading the honour board around here at Adelaide Street Oval as well. He was a leading goal kicker, I think, about 5 years ago for the club, Gary.
Yeah, he's been a great player for Killarney Vale for a number of years. Also played in our representative side. Went off just before half-time in that clash with 15 stitches, so he's come back. But, gee, Lloyd's looking dangerous. That is...
Love to see that. So Ireland straight back, directly in front, kicks the goal. First goal of the day goes to Jackson Island and the Bombers, and they lead early here, 7 points, playing 0. Subway Morisset, they'll be producing the Best on Ground award today, which is a $20 voucher. And we've also got the $50 restaurant voucher to Das Hundhound restaurant chains across Newcastle. So them coming on board a few weeks ago.
Yeah, look, very good start there by the Bombers. They're moving the ball quite well. They're actually keeping the ball in hand, which we've been pleased in their coach, John Pigeon, in front of past players day to day. A good turn-up of some of the finest from the Killarney Vale Bombers. So a good start.
Yeah,
let's see if they can keep it going on.
Great place to call footies, Killarney Vale. Always a good atmosphere. So here's Payne in the 10 jumper. Kicks it in towards centre half forward. It looks like the Bombers are playing a loose man there. Barrett was slow and got tackled. That's holding the footy.
Great work there by Jackson Crawford.
Yeah,
Yep.
So Crawford holding the ball decision there at centre half forward. Not sure if Barrett is playing a loose back. He was uncontested for the second time there. So Crawford, you wouldn't think he'd go the distance from 60. He is giving all the impressions, though, that he's going to kick the journey.
Yeah, he's certainly been a good player first. Or played a couple of games last year, but he's really cemented his spot in the side this year is Jackson Crawford.
So Crawford goes back. That one will drop short as well, right at the tip of the goal square. And bounces through for a behind. So first score there for the Blues. Great atmosphere at Adelaide Street Oval. Just the 2 losses this year for Newcastle City. One coming from Terry Gulavoka and the other...
Killarney Vale. Yeah, Baddo Bay earlier. I think it was about round 3, I think it was, Ryan. So it's been one apiece.
So away they go through fullback. Mr. Consistent, Brendan Lewis, the skipper. Another sensational year for him. Not reaching its intended target, but McMahon there wheeling onto his preferred left and actually kicking out on the full. So possession will go to the Bombers on centre wing, early stages here at Adelaide Street.
Yeah, look, good pressure there. McMahon then just couldn't quite keep the ball back into play. So that pressure's Killarney Vale is going to need to keep that going for the whole game. They're going to trouble Newcastle City.
Did a Bar TV game probably a month ago now up at Singleton, and Killarney Vale was super competitive for the first half, but got absolutely blown away in the second half there by the boys. So they want a better showing today at home. As I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, they're coming off a loss against the Panthers last week at home. So away goes Seen through the middle of the ground, but just doesn't really kick to anybody in particular. And down there in the
that's Rumpler.
Number 8 is Rumpler for the Bombers. So he kicks to centre half back. Lewis again coming up for his second possession here.
Yeah, they got away with that one, the Bombers. Then that was a poor kick, poor option to kick in the middle of the ground. And look, one of the very few times you got Aaron Seam wasted the ball going forward. So just need to use the ball really well, Killarney Vale. Make the most of their chances as they're coming forward there now. Yeah,
away they go again. So another forward thrust. Lloyd will get this, and he does. Takes it his bootstraps, but he's a good enough player to make half opportunities work. They go for McVeigh. McVeigh, the experience. Couldn't take a mark. Big job down there for Emerson Monk in the number 8 jersey for the Blues, playing on the Essendon Premiership player. Mind you, that was about 15 years ago.
Actually didn't play in the Premiership, actually.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. Yes, he played in the losing grand final side. But
against
but
the
great to
Lions.
see him out in the field though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, still looks good. Looks pretty lean and a very well-built player. And, his experience will go a long way.
Yeah.
So Pigeon would be wrapped with
yeah.
him strapping the boots on for the second time this year.
Yeah, currently assistant coach for the GWS Giants. Works in their defensive half of the ground. So
O'Malley, in the meantime, kicks towards centre-half forward, but their forward thrust thus far, Newcastle City haven't really had any penetration behind them. This man again, Brendan Lewis, at general.
been a good player, Brendan Lewis, the path. I reckon, he stepped up another level this year. I reckon he's one of the elite players in our competition, and certainly, sets up a lot of the play for Killarney Vale.
I can't remember a game where he probably hasn't had 20-plus possessions coming out of fullback. He doesn't seem to have a bad game, just wears the captaincy badge with great pride and delivers every week. So
I think it'd just be well worth tagging him, playing the defensive tag on him, because everything goes through him. And if you stop that movement coming out of there, all of a sudden it just really is like cutting a leg off Killarney Vale.
Even in a pretty significant grand final loss last year, he was really good, I remember.
Oh, he was.
So boundary thrown against centre wing. As you'd imagine with these two sides, it's tight and it's tough. So this is Mark Wheeler, just sells some candy and kicks to centre-half forward again. But for probably the third time today, Barrett looks like he'd be the first one there. Rumpler sees it over the line.
Yeah, got a fair few numbers behind the ball, John Pigeon, for the Bombers. A very, very open forward line at the moment. You look there now, I know the ball's in the defensive half, but you've got Lloyd virtually playing, just a sole player playing inside forward 50 as they come forward, and he's taken a few marks just outside 50, however, but that's been able to have a real open forward line and running in. I think that may be their tactic today, is try and bottle up Newcastle City when they come forward and get them on the break.
So Mitch Knight snapped towards goal, ended up kicking out on the full. You just wonder if Mitch Knight, looking back, seeing young Owen James up against Daniel Lloyd, whether he'd be tempted to throw someone back himself, or whether he's probably noticed. He's probably got his mind on more important things. But
I think you just back the young Steve. If you wouldn't have put him on there, he's taken 3 marks already, Daniel Lloyd. But in saying that, they've all been outside of 50. So if Daniel Lloyd's taking marks outside of 50, it's probably not too bad. As Jackson Monk comes in, has a flying shot at goal, but just misses out to the right. Another behind there for Newcastle City. 1-2-8 to Killarney Vale, to 2 behinds to the Blues.
Pretty much how he expected the game to start, it must be said. Tight and tough in early. Killarney Vale probably look a little bit cleaner going forward when they're kicking to Daniel Lloyd. And as we've mentioned, it's Barrett who's playing the loose man. And he'll probably get it here, Ryan Barrett. He does at centre-half back. Just not being manned up there. So Barrett again with that left foot. It's a low kick. Not a great one, though. Bounces pretty fortuitously in the end, and it's Walford there. This is Bailey, and the Bombers look like they're out. Kick it long to Lloyd. Why wouldn't you? Mark McVeigh's a good user of the footy. We know that. Goes for Lloyd up against James. James does well on that occasion. Just watch the footy, but Lloyd sort of worried him out of it. That'll be a boundary throw in forward pocket for the Bombers. Yeah, good work by James, and also good defensive work by Daniel Lloyd. We know his attacking capability, but he needs to also work very hard on defence, and he really did then. Now we've got a secondary stoppage right in the forward pocket. So Lloyd again doing the ruck work this time for the Bombers. Just gets a clever little handball out the back. That might be to, I was going to call it as Debnam, but Debnam's now in the contest. Down there is Smith, Dylan Smith. But the Blues might work it out here, and it's a scrappy little kick. That's Mitch Crawford, returning back. Spent 18 months over in Western Australia. Had a crack at the waffle level, and he's moved back to Newcastle now. So great to have him back. It's certainly a great last-minute acquisition for Newcastle City, as has Joe Rudy, who's not playing today, but certainly both Joe Rudy playing last year's side that was beaten in the preliminary final. Yeah, they look like they've got some good depth, the City boys. That's Rogers there, the Debnam lookalike. Yeah, Rogers also on debut here today for Killarney Vale. Moved down from Warrnambool. So great to have him back in our competition, or not back, but playing in our competition as he goes over the back there. So away go the Blues now through centre-half back, but it's all Killarney Vale. They should take a grab there. They can't on that occasion, but once again they got the numbers. It's well done to O'Malley. Handball off to Crawford. He's quick, we know that. Once again, one of those bit of a nothing kick to centre-half forward, but it's to the advantage of Gillingham. He kicks it to full forward, and it's a good grab there taken by Wheeler, and they've paid the mark. Oh, gee, I don't know about that one, Ryan. That's a chest mark. He's had 3 grabs and then didn't even get it in the end. So I think the umpire was probably 80 metres behind the play and caught it a little early. Yeah. So it's Dempsey, is it? Nick Dempsey? Yeah, Nick Dempsey. First-year player for Newcastle City. Joined the club from Pennant Hills in Sydney, but formerly from down around Albury. Yeah, we've got some good players coming to the league then, Gary. So Dempsey tied up against the boundary line. Goal umpire misses to the near side. Yeah, probably a fair result for that. It certainly wasn't a mark. But had a couple of shots at goal, Newcastle City. A little bit wasteful up forward. So it looks like it's Emerson Monk who's got a tagging job on McVeigh. He's followed him around everywhere thus far. McVeigh playing a centre or a half-forward flank position thus far in the match. But a pretty easy mark out there taken by Sam Edwards. So Edwards just chips it over. This is
Jackson Monk. Jackson Monk was in doubt for this game with a knee injury. He hurt the knee in the representative fixture. Come back and played last week. He pulled up a little bit sore, but good to see him out there today. No strapping on the knee. So look, a very pivotal player, and he's going to come in line up and try and kick Newcastle City's first goal. We've played 12 and a half minutes.
So just the three behinds thus far for City. So Monk comes in. He'll have to kick it beautifully again. That one looks a little bit straighter, but it might drop short.
Another behind.
And I think it's a behind. It may have hit the post. So another behind there to Newcastle City.
Yeah, a little bit of wind out there. Balls just seem to be going from left to right with that kick there. Most of the kicks today is Lewis brings it out there. Good kick. Walford can't take the mark. Goes over the back.
Down there was Crawford for the Blues, as was Baker.
That was Kelleher in the ruck today for coming to replace Jacob Dawes. We saw him earlier in the year. He had a game against Warners Bay and did quite well as the kick comes back there to Liam Carroll.
So Carroll likes to switch the play, G. It's a bit of a risky kick, and it's going to fall nicely here for the Bombers. It was Ireland who really wasted possession. Amity here kicks into space for Lloyd. Lloyd again once up against James. Lloyd does well, as does James. Lloyd keeps his feet, kicks a goal, too good. Daniel Lloyd kicks the second of the day for the Bombers, and they lead by 10 points here, early stages at Adelaide Street Oval. Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Their coverage includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team, they've actually got a lot of games now on a Thursday night. Yeah,
although they've finished now, but good goal there by Lloyd, which is a horrible turnover on by Newcastle. Liam Carroll, youngster there, goes in the middle. Kicked it over the head of the player. The worst player to land the hands in was Jackson Ireland. Cruel across, quick handball to Amity. Open forward line, one-on-one. The Cruel bounce sat up, but just too strong was Daniel Lloyd, and a really good finish. He could have ran in, but opted to take the little snap around the corner and got it. And good start by the Bombers. 2-2-14 to 4 points.
You're going to back Daniel Lloyd every day of the week, one out in the goal square, and they're setting up that way again. Very opposing structures here for both sides. Looking a little bit more crowded up forward of the Blues. Anyway, away we go again. So it's in the middle of the ground. This is Simpson. Just went to ground. He might get a free kick, and he will. So for a high tackle, he dropped the knees.
I think you're going to need, from a Newcastle City point of view, if it's going to be that open, if they're going to win their share of the ball, Killarney Vale, an open forward line, I think you may not need someone other than Owen James on Lloyd. I just think, or to get another player back there to actually just give him, just to try and stop that, just that's so much room, because no matter, it's not an Owen James thing, it's a matter of Daniel Lloyd. He's just a classy player with a lot of room to move.
Yep. If he takes a grab 30, 40 metres out from goal, more often than not, he's going to convert. So totally agree with that, Gary. Mitch Knight's got some thinking to do whilst he commands the troops on the ground. So down it goes again. Walford's been pretty busy early. He'll get tackled here from behind by McMahon, and he's had prior opportunity. He dropped it in the end.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Once again, I think that was Hutt on the ball as well.
Yep. Yeah, pinned the arm there. Can't remember who laid the tackle now. McMahon. Just went to ground, little drop kick. Technically probably holding the ball anyway. Boundary throw in at centre half forward for the Bombers. They're doing a lot of attacking early. They look pretty polished when they go forward.
Their intensity's up, Ryan. That's the key for Killarney Vale and their intensity. If they can keep that going for 4 quarters, they're in this game right to their eyeballs. There's Mumford, a right kick in. Here goes Lloyd again. Should take a mark here as well. He does. Good mark. Good kick in there by, it might have been Mumford who brought that in there. But once again, one-on-one with that much. Daniel Lloyd beat just about anyone in the competition one-on-one with that much space.
Yeah, I just looked at Mitch Knight there as he took that grab. His head went down. I wonder if he's going to make a change shortly. Surely you can't give him any more opportunities. He's lining up for number 2. Number 2. This will be his 3rd shot at goal, though. That one looks like it's
beautiful.
Dead straight. Daniel Lloyd kicks his second. The Bombers are up and about. That goal brought to you by the Newcastle Herald, who play an integral part in the Hunter community. Local reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. Gary, just having a look around for Courtney Knight.
Yeah, he's up there. He's sitting in the goal, right at the top of the goal square there. You probably don't recognise him with... he turned up to the footy today, Courtney, without his shorts.
Oh, there you go.
But he did find it, Barry. He's not out there without shorts on, but he's actually shorts. They're not his.
It's funny how often that happens, actually.
Yeah, like Courtney's only probably played about 1,000 games.
That's right.
But it's always good there. So he's had to borrow a pair of shorts, but he's up there at the top. Not many opportunities, but it doesn't take many opportunities for Courtney Knight to make an impact in any game.
Absolutely. So it looked down the ground again. Lloyd still parked up at full forward on his own with Owen James. This might be a centre square infringement here. And it might be Mark McVeigh, who I beg your pardon, no, it's not. It's Darren Blackwood infringing there. So that'll go the way of the
infringement was actually against the Newcastle City player. So the free kick's going to go the way of Hugh Kelleher for Newcastle City, right in the centre of the ground. They need a goal. The Blues currently trailing by 16 points, 17.5 minutes gone, first quarter.
So once again, they drive it forward. Barrett again flies, gets a good punch down there. He's had a few touches early. Keister's in there. Away goes Barrett again. He's strongly tackled. Very congested forward line it is for the Blues. Boundary throw up, centre half forward.
Yeah, they've got the numbers back there, Killarney, Vale. And City, I think, are going to have to find a way to try and open up their forward line a little bit. That's certainly the Bombers' plan. John Pidgeon's actually, that's his mantra, is getting numbers behind the ball in a nice open forward line. And as we've spoken about it before, you got Lloyd. As Baker now goes back on to Daniel Lloyd. So they've made a change. The Bombers also coming on the ground now is Jack Gillingham. Looks like Jack Gillingham's going to go on Lloyd. So that's an interesting move as well.
So in the meantime, it's Edwards who kicks forward. It'll be a boundary thrown again.
And that's what John Pidgeon's done there has created that kick. Because they get numbers back deep in defence, they're forced to go wide out to the pocket instead of going direct to goal. Even if they take a mark deep in that pocket, very hard to convert from there. So they need to try and be a little bit more direct, the Blues.
So now the only players past for the Bombers are Lloyd and Jack Gillingham. So
and they're winning the ball in the back line, being able to get the ball and move it really quickly. So they go now through Amity. Not the best kick, however, there, as it's going to fall short of Mark Wheeler looking for Ireland. And out of bounds on the centre wing. Killarney Vale currently leading by 16 points.
Yeah, just about into time on here, but it's been a really good opening quarter. Good contested footy all around the ground, but I just like the way the Bombers are going about it. I like the way they've set up. It looks like Baker now, he's dropping back into the hole. So it's a 2-on-1 situation here. Baker and Gillingham up against Daniel Lloyd, and it might work on this occasion. But Lloyd does well, just too good. Ireland again, he's a classy mover, we know that. Goes to his left side, kicks it into a hot spot. This might be Blackwood running for the ball. He may get there first, Blackwood. He does, takes clean possession and puts it on the right.
Pretty well there. Look at this bounce.
Is it going to roll through?
Oh, no, still in play.
Still in play, so Baker, he'll have to rush this over. Hit the point post.
Oh, that's hit the point post.
No, definitely hit the point post.
Yeah, it was definitely out of bounds. Definitely. Good work by Darren Blackwood there. You see that ball bounce rolling around.
He's going to call it behind, so you wouldn't want to win by a point.
Yeah, it was definitely touched the behind post.
So, Mark Wheeler.
Once again, they look dangerous going forward. That's a nice kick. And once again, Mitch Knight in the centre square, unattended again. 2 kick-ins, 2 poor results from Killarney Vale. Not the best kick, however, there by Mitch Knight. Out it comes there now in the direction. Out there at Pat Gillingham. Good use of the body by Amity. Coming there over the ball there now. He's riding him in there now. He's going to have a ball up.
So half-back flank for the Bombers. Looking good every time they go forward. It's going through the hands of Ireland. I like his work rate early. Just a scrubby kick. Aaron's seen in there. Once again, very solid last week. They'll be looking to him to have another big impact. And away they go through Monk. So a little left foot chip kick in the direction of Haswell. Good grab, Haswell. Kept his eyes on the footy. Gave his opponent a little shove. And this is a must-kick goal for the Blues.
Yeah, good play there by Jackson Monk. Good use of his opposite foot there, left foot. And he got in there, Haswell. Good use of the body. Was able to hold off, I think it was Tom Mumford there, and take a good mark. And Haswell now goes back, looking to kick the Blues' first goal. We've played nearly 21 minutes. So
seen a few kicks from this spot already. They've all missed to the right. So Haswell comes in. Probably kick it at the left point post.
No worries about that one.
Yeah, starts it in the middle and it goes straight through. So first goal of the day there for the Blues. They now trail by 11 points.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of service to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Great supporters of our competition. The major sponsors, Wilson Security. The second year, hopefully, they'll come on board for many years ahead. But good start there, good finish there, by Connor Haswell there to get their first goal. And much needed, you would say, Ryan?
Absolutely. Back in the middle of the ground, it's Lenson who's doing the majority of the ruck work all of the ruck work thus far for the Bombers. Kelleher now in there for the Blues. So they force a draw there. Midfield battle is going to be really interesting today. Sean gets his hands on it there for the Blues, and he gives it off to Monk. Once again with that left foot in towards full forward towards the Knight direction. Being pretty well held, but a free kick there paid to the Bombers for a hold.
Yeah, I think that might be Max Mumford, I think it is, who's back playing his first game.
On Courtney Knight.
Yeah, for 2015 last year, in the grand final last year, a good player is coming in just off the bench. There's O'Malley, gets it quickly to McMahon. Good tackling out there by Walford, and well done again. He goes in for the second tackle on O'Malley. They're picked up there now by Castelnuovo. On the left boot, he goes Lloyd up against Gillingham, one-on-one. Bit of strength there by Gillingham, but Lloyd's got the advantage again. If this sits up, he's going to have another shot on goal on the right foot. Snapped it back. That's class, Ryan.
Oh, play of the day early. Daniel Lloyd kicks his third, and gee, when a good player gets their confidence up, they look dangerous. Daniel Lloyd, absolute class.
And don't the past players, don't they love it? They went up as one there. You could hear the noise building as Lloyd looked like he was going to get on it. And then the right boot snap under pressure from Gillingham. And that's his third, and he's looking dangerous. We said 6. Well, he's halfway there already.
He must have good boots on. Both opponents he's playing on have slipped over at crucial times, both Gillingham and Owen James. So keeping his feet, clean hands, and a beautiful right foot snap. I love to watch him play footy. I've mentioned it a few times. You would not find a better kick of the Sharon anywhere in Australia in any league. Mark my words.
Good call there, Ryan. Good call, but very good. Great play there by Lloyd. Certainly a classy player. And that going to ground comes to pressure. Not only the boots, it's about the pressure applied. The good players hold their feet.
Probably a bit harsh saying it was his boots. Anyway, so it's Emerson Monk. Mark McVeigh now playing in the middle for the Bombers. Got a bit of a nasty bounce down there was Edwards. That's Macaulay O'Malley. Gives it back to Haswell, the goal kicker. Kicks in towards full forward, but bit of a nothing kick. No penetration once again. I don't know if it's kicking to that end of the ground, but
just the pressure that time applied by the Killarney Vale defence. And very rarely they had many clean shots at goal, Newcastle City. They've missed a couple of set shots, but actually clean attacks on the football have been rare. And that's because of the numbers they've got behind the play. Because once again, they've got the centre of the ground there. You've got 3 Killarney, so 6 players past the centre of the ground. So just getting numbers back, but they're breaking so well.
Absolutely. So little scrubby kick awards towards centre wing. Amity gets there first. Little handball out and away go the Bombers again. This is in the island direction.
Zara, they go again. They got numbers here again. Darren Blackwood, if it sits, it doesn't sit. Yeah. Allows McMahon in, then Wheeler.
So Wheeler through the middle of the ground. This is a good kick to O'Malley. Beg your pardon, it's Pat Gillingham. So he kicks towards centre half forward. That man Barrett, he's chopped everything off. Good battle here against Payne. They force a draw. Barrett ends up getting clean hands to it. Little handball out. Well, it's well done there, Keese, the big man. So Keese just gains 10 metres through side and chases up his own work. Keese gets the arms up again. It's good play there from him. And there's Edwards. Didn't really look at the footy. Over the back, it comes to
Dempsey.
And Dempsey kicks a goal. That's a second for the quarter for the Blues.
And you can put that goal down, Ryan, all down to Cameron Keast. He laid the tackle, he kept going, he picked it up, got the handball away, took on the tackle, got the handball out to Dempsey who converted. So well done, Cameron Keast. That is your goal.
Plenty of ruck stocks for the Blues. We know Dawes came out of the side, but in a best on ground performance last week, Cameron Keast has picked up where he left off. So great goal there to the Blues. It's now an 11-point lead to the Bombers.
Yeah, very important one there as we get real close to the quarter time. And, 4-3-27, 2-4-16 Newcastle. It's been a good game, Ryan.
Oh, absolutely. Great opening quarter. They played a couple of times this year. We know the last time they met, it was the City boys who just had the fresher legs in the second half and absolutely ran away with it as Mark McVeigh gets a little tap on the ball. But away they go again, the Blues. So they've had a lot of the clearances early in this term. That guy's going all right. That's Barrett. Bobbles around again. Haswell might get there first. Down there's Dempsey.
Oh, front on contact there. It should be a high tackle. Yep, picked out there.
Will be.
Yeah, picking up there is Adam Rumpler for the Bombers.
So Rumpler in the 8. He's got it deep in the back pocket. He might have one of the last kicks of the quarter. Just kick it long. He does. Down towards the half-back flank in the Amity direction.
Oh,
it's
good
a good
mark.
mark there, taken by Kelleher, the ruckman. Gives a handball off. 6 seconds remaining. Goes down from to Monk. Good contest down there from the Killarney
Max
backman,
Mumford.
and it goes away through Barrett again. That'll do it for quarter time. Terrific opening term here at Adelaide Street Oval, and it's 4-3-27 to the Bombers. They lead Newcastle City 2-4-16. Goal kickers Gary Birkinshaw.
Goal kickers for Killarney Vale. Obviously the standout player in the first quarter is for the whole match is Daniel Lloyd. He's got 3 goals. Jackson Island's got a single. And for Newcastle City, their goal kickers are Connor Haswell and Nick Dempsey.
Thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll be back shortly with second quarter action from Killarney Vale.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service.
Command, this is Car 33, I'm going on my break.
We have a visual.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Black Diamond Cup football brought to you by Wilson Security here back at Adelaide Street Oval. It's the Killarney Vale Bombers with all the early scoring. They lead 4-3-27. Good second half of that quarter by the Blues. They're 2-4-16. Really good game of footy here. It looks like it's going to be Lenson doing the ruck work again for the Bombers. They've got Keaston now, the Blues, with Castelnuovo, Mark McVeigh, and also Zara in there for the Bombers. So really good opening quarter. Two opposing styles. It was Daniel Lloyd who really took the game by the horns and kicked 3 early goals. He was really impressive. But away we go again. Second quarter action from Adelaide Street. So Lenson up against Keast. Bombers moving to the left of screen now. They'll probably have that one back. Newcastle City once again playing a lot more flooded forward line. The Bombers have got the loose man back. It's Barrett once again. He had a lot of the footy in the first term. Good tap over the top there by Keast. McVeigh was in there. Good hands out there by Zara. So Lenson gets the first possession. It just hangs up in the wind, that one. A bit of a mongrel-looking kick. Goes down in the direction of Gavin Rogers, who looks like he started on a wing. In there is the Terrier Aaron Seen. It'll be a secondary ball up now out on centre wing, much the way we saw it in the first term. 3 goals to Daniel Lloyd in the first term. That was the talking point. Aaron Seen will get first possession here. Get onto his left foot and deliver it into centre half forward to his coach. Good grab there taken by Mitch Knight. Brendan Lewis told to come back behind the mark. Just not too many options. This is what Killarney Vale have done so well. They've flooded their forward line. Beg your pardon, their back line. Courtney Knight there. Hasn't touched it as of yet. Good handball there given to Payne. Ball goes over the line. It'll be a boundary throw in opening stages here of the second term. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL. A lot of great sponsors in the league this year. Boundary throw up. So Keast there, uncontested. That was Mark McVeigh. Just bombed it up towards centre half forward. Going back with the flight, McMahon. Mark of the day, Pat McMahon. Wheels round onto his left foot. Terrific delivery. And Gillingham of the Pat variety will go back and line them up from about 40 metres out. Really good build up there from the Blues. A terrific chest mark running back with the flight was from McMahon. So Gillingham from 40 metres. This will bring them right back in touch. It's a high kick. It does. It just carries the goal umpire's head. So the first goal of the second term goes to the Blues, courtesy of Pat Gillingham. BLK is the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions, and the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK, beyond limits known. So really good game of footy here at Adelaide Street. Early stages of the second term, and it's just a 5-point lead to the Bombers. Playing a much more open forward line in comparison to that of Newcastle City. Keast with a convincing tap over the top, gains about 15 metres for his side. Off the ground was O'Malley, and he kicks it to himself. He might get there first. Good strong tackle there laid by Castle Nouveau. Wasn't in the back. Aaron Seen sees it over the boundary line for another boundary throw-in. City with all the attacking here early in the second term. So boundary throw-in again. Lenson this time up against Keast. The way they go through Lewis, but he just throws it on the boot into the centre of the ground. Front and centre there was Walford. Couldn't take clean possession. McMahon does. Is tackled hard by Lewis following up his own work. In there, Sam Payne. In and under midfielders. Was a pretty strong bump there laid by Mitch Crawford. And away go the Blues. It's a little handball to nobody. Mitch Knight gets there first. He's tackled. Gets the handball away. Getting there was Crawford for the Blues and also Brendan Lewis. So once again, Brendan Lewis has been everywhere. He's playing across centre half back. Doing some work in the middle of the ground as well. So boundary throw-in again. Keast winning that one. Probably got 20 kilos on Ethan Lenson, and just as I've said that, body slams his opponent. Perfect conditions here at Killarney Vale. Just a touch under 20 degrees, according to Gary Birkinshaw. Perfect conditions to be playing footy. It's tight and it's tough early. If you've just tuned in, Mark McVeigh in for his second game of the season for the Bombers in the 10 jersey. Newcastle City with some strongs ins, as well as missing a few through suspension and injury. So off the ground there, towards centre wing. Haswell will get there first. The advantage will be played, so it is. It's a good kick there out in the direction of Dempsey. Good punch came in over the top there by Rumpler. Crawford gets there first. A little kick off the ground. Brendan Lewis does well. He takes clean possession and was taken high. It was front on contact and it wasn't paid. Very interesting there. So Amity gets a little scrub kick. That's out on the full against Dempsey. That'll go the way of the Bombers. So Dane Amity there. Brendan Lewis, he kept the head down. He made front on contact, did the Newcastle City opponent. It wasn't paid for a high tackle. That may be a new interpretation. So anyway, Amity kicks to centre wing in the Walford direction. Takes a good mark there. Walford just worked his opponent in McMahon under the ball. So Kyle Walford kicks to that open forward line of the Bombers in the Lloyd direction. And why wouldn't you go to him? So Daniel Lloyd, now he's got a paddock in front of him. Jackson Monk runs back. He's trying to sit in the hole. Castle Nouveau's really the only one moving for them, but he goes to Ireland, makes a good contest. McMahon's there first for the Blues. He's had a very good year, has Pat McMahon, and that's a clever kick and they're away. Might be through Carroll. He goes to centre half forward in the Pat Gillingham direction. And Gillingham, the goal kicker, marks it on the half forward flank. He goes in towards full forward, looks a bit congested. This is Courtney Knight, takes a strong mark there, Knight, in front of Max Mumford. And Max Mumford in for his first game. He's got a big job on Courtney Knight. Knight will line up for his first kick from about 40 metres out. He's second this year in the goal-kicking stakes. Trails only John O'Goulay of the Terrigal Panthers. So away goes Knight on his run-in. Kicks it high. Looks a nice kick. Goal umpire doesn't really move. Gets his first for the day. And early stages here of the second term. The Blues have hit the front. They're 4-4-28. They lead Killarney Vale by 1 point. Good play there by the Blues. Really strong build-up. Contested chest mark was taken by Courtney Knight. Big job for Mumford. Back in the middle, it's Lenson once again. He's got the whole ruck burden today. He's got a big load if he's going to get over the top of Keaston Kelleher. Welcome back, Gary.
Yeah, doing a good job. They just got the scores from the other ground, Ryan, at quarter time at Terrigal Avoca 5-2-32, leading Warners Bay 3-1-19. And at number one sports ground, it's Carter 4-1-25, leading Nelson Bay 3-4-22. So a couple of close games there. Yeah. We'll be able to run through all the scores, all the final scores that we've had at half-time of this game, Ryan.
Terrific. So Simpson there, just dropped it in there, was Jack Gillingham. Newcastle City look right up and about here in this second term, and away they go. So through Payne to centre half forward in the O'Malley direction. Takes it uncontestable. He dropped it in the end. It wasn't good enough. Good tackle, though, there, laid by
Smith.
O'Malley.
It was Smith on O'Malley. O'Malley on Smith, actually. That'll do. Smith on O'Malley.
So throw up here. Newcastle City doing all the attacking in the second term. Keast up again, wins it convincingly. Goes in and does his own roving work. That's why he's such a good player. But it's tight and it's tough, and it'll be another ball up.
Yeah, they've certainly come out pretty well after the quarter time of Newcastle City. Obviously, Mitch Knight was able to get them together and probably restructure a couple of things, but they've come back, a couple of early goals. Currently sitting just in front at the moment. We've played 8 minutes as they go forward again.
Through Scene on that occasion. He's strong through the hips. Getting there first might have been Rogers.
Like there was Young.
Like it was Young. Amity was legged, I believe. And he'll have a kick in the back pocket for the Bombers. So Lex to switch play. And I don't know about that kick. It sits up in the air, getting there late. Dempsey cuts it off. Does Dempsey? It was a woeful kick from Amity. Doing well his rumpler. Probably could have tapped it over the boundary line. Trying to now, but he's double teamed by Knight and Dempsey. And it'll be a ball up deep in the forward pocket.
Look, the kick, the option was right. It's just the ball just sat up in the air for way too long. If you're going to do that kick across the ground, needs to be have more pace on it, the kick.
Yeah, a bit of a sandwich. Anyway, uncontested was Lenson. Dylan Smith throws it on the left boot. This is to the half-back flank, going back with the flights Lewis, but keeping his eyes on the footy there.
Here's Hartakainen.
Hartakainen kicks into full forward.
Good work by
Eludes
Young.
Everybody was a bit of an inside-out torp. No one could grab it. And Darryl Luck says, I'll have it. But the back line here of Killarney Vale under a lot of pressure.
Certainly are. That's a good side. Oh, out there to Jackson Monk. That's a classy finish by the midfielder. Snap on the left boot.
So 3 straight goals here, Gary. Early stage of the second term. Newcastle City are out to a 7-point lead.
Yeah, good play. That's Monk's first goal of the game. But he's certainly winning plenty of possessions around the ground, and he's a real prime mover for the Blues. And, 7 minutes in after, or nearly 9 minutes in, but after dominating the first quarter, Newcastle City hitting back pretty well and just really, winning the ball through the midfield and getting enough play inside their forward 50. They're going to be very, very hard to stop.
Absolutely. Wilson Security, they're the major sponsor of the league, Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. So away we go in the middle again. Lenson up against Keast.
Keast is really starting to get on top in the middle there. He's one of the premier ruckmen in the competition.
Absolutely.
So they need to be able to quell that. Otherwise, the Newcastle City midfields are going to really dominate.
Yeah, Dawes goes out of the side. Keast just steps up and does good work both in the air and on the ground. So another ball up. The tackling pressure's been good from both sides early. Keast again with the left-handed tap over the top. Tackling pressure again good from City.
Yeah. Just forward to the centre. Killarney Vale currently trailing by 7 points. Lenson up against Keast. Keast taps it down. No one can get a clear touch as Lloyd's now on the ball. Going there, going to ground quickly was Debnan, also right in the centre of the ground. He's immediately set upon by Newcastle City. He's going to be played for holding the ball here. He went straight to ground. That's a pretty fair call, Ryan. He went straight to ground with the ball. You've got to keep your feet there. And the free kick's going to go the way of Mitch Crawford.
So Crawford in the middle of the ground. He's going to drive City forward again, and they've done all the attacking in this second term. Here's Monk, the goal kicker. Comes out wider once again to Liam Carroll, but the kick missed. Well done there by Blackwood. Goes to Walford, who had a pretty good first term. Beats a tackle there. Wants to get it to Lloyd. He's one out. He ended up slipping over at the crucial time, but Ireland rarely loses a one-on-one. Keeps his feet there to Jackson Ireland. It was good work by Payne. In the end, it was Hartakanen who got the handball out. Back to Payne, falling over. Then there's Blackwood once again. And it is a boundary throw in centre wing on our commentary side.
Yeah, probably the muddiest part of the ground there, Ryan. Boundary throw in and they go again there. Lenson's in front against Keast. Keast uses his strength. Over the top it goes there to Payne. Handball quickly over there. It goes to Carroll. He looks to go one way. Lloyd tackles him. Dispossessed now as Zara. Shows the ball to no one in particular but gets a handball back infield there now. Lenson didn't go hard enough for that one, so allows Payne in for Newcastle City. He's tackled over, picked up there nicely. Free kick there. Threw a boot out. That did Payne. The free kick's going to go the way there of Ben Simpson. For Killarney Vale, right on centre wing.
Probably could have gone either way, that one. It was in the motion of kicking it off the ground, but paid it for in danger. So Simpson on centre wing. Drives Killarney Vale forward. He goes for Lloyd. It's going to drop short there. Rogers was there for the Bombers. Bobbles the ground once again. It's Mark Wheeler. Just a handball over the top to Jackson Monk, who's starting to get active. Numbers here for Newcastle City. Liam Carroll's got his name written all over it and ended up taking a really good contested mark. Kept his eyes on the footy. Gives a little handball back to Monk. He's had a few kicks in a few minutes. But Daniel Lloyd at centre half back takes the grab and switches play with a bullet pass to Brendan Lewis. He goes out further once again. This is Jason Blackwood who will get there first. He's playing on Baker. Blackwood couldn't take clean possession. Baker keeps his feet and the ball stays in play, so Baker will get there first. You want his left side. Elects to handball. Holding the ball he's paid there. I don't know where that's really come from. Thought he got a handball to it, but anyway. Back in the middle of the ground, it's Brendan Lewis. That's the kick they want. Looks a lot more congested up forward for the Bombers than it did in the first term.
Look at Keast back there. About 20 metres out from goal. It's like you have to go a man out to get around him. So I'm not sure how the director's going to go in his direction. He's a fair chance to mark this. Well, good work by McVeigh there to actually make a contest. Keast picked up there out the far side there. It's going to go across the ground there by James. He goes out there, but only goes to go far as Rob Zara on the left boot. He's got a free player in the pocket.
He's not running. He's running away from him.
Simpson needs to run towards the ball. Because he got ignored once, he says, well, I better get out of here.
He's leading again here.
Rob Zara, I don't know if Rob can kick this far.
I'm not sure. He's got a lot of work going on in his legs, strapping and whatnot. Anyway, Zara with the left boot. It's going to miss to the right, even if it does make the distance. McVeigh again. No, it wasn't McVeigh, beg your pardon. That was it's a pretty long way away.
I think a bit of a missed opportunity there, Ryan. I think Simpson was there, was free. Probably should have used him.
What about Mark McVeigh with the leap? I saw him take a grab. I think it was Anzac Day for the Essendon Footy Club about 10 years ago.
Yeah. Reminiscent of that?
Yeah, it was good to watch.
Yeah,
on Adelaide Street, mate.
At Adelaide Street? What, Anzac Day?
No. Now, obviously, on
Anzac Day. We were supposed to be here Anzac Day, weren't we, the weather?
Yeah, I was fired up for that game.
Yeah, but
you're that one in early, but
you're fired up for most games, Ryan. It's good to see. It's a nice kick in there. He's going to find Jackson Monk in the half-back flank. He's got a lead coming for him from Carroll. That's where he goes. It's going to fall short, and Sam Payne's going to take the mark. Half-back flank he goes. He moves it on quickly. Running there hard. He's out there as McCauley. O'Malley. Out he goes. O'Malley on the right boot. Looking in the direction. That's a good hit there. Dempsey can't take the mark over Adam Rumpler for the Bombers. Goes in on the ungainly left foot. It's going to work all right. That was Barrett. Half-back flank for Killarney Vale.
So Barrett has it on the half-back flank. He just kept his feet there, Rumpler. Dempsey went to ground. So Barrett called to play on. He's had a lot of the footy early, playing that looseman in the back line. Goes to centre. Terrific leap there by Smith, I believe it was. Wheeler ended up taking possession. Jackson Monk once again on the bottom of the pack, and Monk's been busy early, Gary, in the second term.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's a really classy player, Jackson Monk, and if he gets his hands on the ball, it's not going to augur very well for Killarney Vale because not only does he get his hands on it, but he also uses the ball really well also.
Absolutely. So centre wing in that muddy part of the ground. It's been tight and it's been tough early. Walford's in there. He's going to pay... Okay. He's going to pay a ball up. I thought it was either play on or holding the ball on that occasion.
Good bit of tap work there. He's actually tapped the ruckman's tapped it straight to Walford, just running straight off the interchange bench. So good tactic there if you can get away with it. Yeah. Set play, yep. It's Keast again. Just a man mountain. Right foot goes in there. Good mark. Brendan
reliable as ever. Mr. Consistent. He switches play on this occasion. This is Tom Mumford. So he'll get there first. He'll have a bounce for Mumford. And who's he going to kick it to? This is the kick that's let them down in this term. Goes in the Amity direction. Might get to him on the bounce, but in actual fact, it was Harder Kane, and Amity did well. Ended up getting the footy. They're going to go forward here through Debnam.
Got the handball from Simpson.
He's done that twice. He ends up kicking into the man there. So Lloyd on his left side. Beautiful user he is. Walford, did he get there on the bounce? No, he didn't. Took the mark at his bootstraps. So Kyle Walford, being busy for the Bombers. Looks like a very stagnant forward line. Just directs players with his hands. Kicks to a one-on-one in the
McVeigh.
Full forward, and Mark McVeigh, the experience. Oh, he wheels around McVeigh. Plays on onto his left side, slips over.
He's got it.
But kicks the goal, Mark McVeigh.
That's got the boys excited in the pass players area there, mate.
Mark McVeigh could almost be up there himself in the pass players.
Certainly could be.
20-year hiatus at the club. Now he's come back and kicks a goal. 34, plays 34 on the Wilson Security scoreboard.
Yeah, good work by McVeigh. Experience there. It was a good kick into him, but he was able to fend off his direct opponent. That gave him that 1 metre that he needed to take a mark. Played on and then didn't realise about the old slippery and falling backwards managed to get a goal. So important for the Bombers. They were able to quell after Newcastle City kicked the first 3 goals. And now they've been able to steady and get one back themselves to draw the scores level. Almost 17 minutes gone, second quarter.
So it's Dylan Smith doing the ruck work now for the Bombers, giving Lenson a rest.
Gee, big ask of a 17-year-old to be in the ruck there. He's gone against Kelleher. Kelleher gets a handball down to Lloyd, tap down to Lloyd.
So in the middle now is Lloyd.
Yeah, Lloyd, he's been in the middle for a bit this quarter. Bailey picks it up there with Payne. He's going to go for another ball up.
So ball up here. 17 minutes gone here in the second term. It's a hot footy here. Scores a level. Goes down to Lloyd, he's had a great game so far. Goes to Ireland. These two have teamed up well. So Ireland goes to his left side and will go for Mark McVeigh. McVeigh uses his body pretty well. Just protects the drop of the ball for Simpson on the right foot with the banana.
Just missed it on
to
the
near side. They look dangerous, so Killarney the last few minutes. I love McVeigh at full forward. He might be rotating with Lloyd throughout the day. So
if you're going to go from Lloyd to Ireland to McVeigh, you're not going to have too many troubles, are you, really?
Exactly right. Very reliable footballers.
Just cleared Simpson's head there. And the mark's going to be taken there. That might be James, it is, mate. Owen James.
Yep.
Looking for Kelleher, a couple of young ones there. Well, good work there by Rob Zara. Just put a hand out in the stuck there.
So Zara with the left side. He goes to centre half forward.
I think the sun got in the road there, yeah.
Ireland gets the ball every time it's within 5 metres of him. And here he is again.
How strong is he?
So
look at the strength.
He's a great footballer. So is this bloke Lloyd, but he fumbled on that occasion. Haswell didn't. Gave it to Mark Wheeler, who lumbers through the middle of the ground. Kick was partially touched. This is good work by the Bombers. They'll drive it forward once again to centre half forward. Who's there for them? Walford at the back. Didn't pay the mark. Simpson was tackled. Mark McVeigh's there. Took possession, did McVeigh. He strung through the hips as well. Handball was, said the umpire. So Walford scrubbers it into Ireland. How good is he? He's out by 30 metres and kicks a goal for the Bombers. They're second for the term. And they're out to a 6-point lead. Gary Birkinshaw.
Yeah, look, good play there by the Bombers. Ireland started that, and quite ironically, it was Ireland who finished. It was his strength there in a contest. He was able to force the ball and keep it in there, the forward line. Good bit of play also by Hall to get it back in there, also by Walford. But Jackson Ireland, like all good players do, you're never out of the contest, and he's rewarded by running in and kicking an open goal. And the Bombers now get a little bit of a breather.
You love the look of McVeigh, one out in the forward line, don't you?
Oh, you do.
Probably suits him now. I think he's 35 years old. You know, such an experienced footballer, strong hands and a strong body. Why not plonk him up there?
But the other young one who's done really well in this quarter, being the real crumbing, is young Ben Simpson up there. He's got his hands on the ball a couple of times, and to take a bit of the pressure off there. Well, they were one out with Lloyd, but now he's actually getting there and got a few touches. Probably hasn't been shown the respect as they go more towards Lloyd, but City are away now.
Yeah, so Edwards, he's just going to chip the ball in here to Crawford. And Crawford takes some... Mitch Crawford, after it was good tap work once again by Kelleher. He's definitely got the upper hand, Gary. Pardon that pun. In the ruck.
Yeah, he certainly has. just a youngster find his way in the game. But Crawford, certainly, as we mentioned before, great acquisition, comes back just to bring the margin back to within a point. It's really been a good game. Seesawing all the match so far. Crawford.
Crawford goes back. It's probably going to drop just short. A bit of a helicopter and uncontested. We've said that a few times today. It's Barrett on the last line of defence. He's going to go out wide. Gee, just missed the point post.
He did well there, didn't he?
Dylan Smith, the ruckman. They've got a few of these young ruckmen. That's going to go out in the full. So average kick there from Smith. It's going to be a turnover. And Aaron Seen.
Yeah, just didn't get back from the mark quick enough there was Dylan Smith. Just an inexperience there.
What might come back that one, I think.
The sun there is certainly... what are we actually doing up here? Coming back to where the ball went out of bounds on the full. So it's Aaron Seen.
Okay, so it's going to be a throw-in.
Throw-in. Must have called touched off the boot. Okay, we'll call that.
So boundary throw-in, half-foot flank here for the Blues. Kelleher again with the left-handed tap. It's hard and it's tough. There's Brendan Lewis, Mr. Reliable. Clever little right foot kick in the direction of Alex Bailey. Yeah. You couldn't do much more on that occasion, the skipper.
Clever play there by Lewis, showing his vast experience. Let's get it out here. Let's have another stoppage.
So boundary throw-in once again. Lloyd's in there for the Bombers. Mitch Knight's in there for the Blues. Doing well there was Zara.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service.
Command, this is car 33. I'm going on my break.
Welcome back, Adelaide Street Oval here at Killarney Vale. It's a great game of footy here. Killarney Vale is 6-7-43. They lead Newcastle 5-4-34. Gary, I think you have some scores for us?
Yep, just quickly run around the ground. So here the halftime score is Killarney Vale 6-7-43, Newcastle City 5-4-34. In other Black Diamond Cup games at halftime is Terrigal Avoca 16-8, 104, leading Warners Bay 3-1-19. And Cardiff 11-4-70, leading Nelson Bay 3-4-22. So we'll go through the other scores during the quarter.
It's a big lead for Cardiff, isn't it?
Oh, that's a great quarter. 7-3 to no score.
Absolutely. So back here again, it's Kelleher up against Lenson. Really good game of footy, this one at Adelaide Street. Two sides desperately wanting a win here. So Monk again, after a great second term, dishes the handball there to Baker. Into centre half forward, and big Cameron Keast is dangerous up forward. Gives a handball back to Mitch Knight. Mitch Knight loads up from 50, kicks towards goal. It's a lovely looking kick and misses to the right. First score of the quarter, as it was in the second, goes the way of Newcastle City. You ever had a bomber burger, Gary?
No, they're pretty good, aren't they?
Holy moly. Magnificent. Get down to Adelaide Street and get one. So, Brendan Lewis.
I think it's probably worth just coming in for that, isn't it?
Yeah. Why not?
Ryan Barrett handballs it over the top there now. Tom Mumford puts the afterburners on, goes long in the direction there of Rogers. Also down there is Island. Good spoil from Jack Gillingham on the ground there. O'Malley should be the first to ball. He is. Picks it up on the back flank, goes into the centre wing, finds Mitch Knight, the skipper, right on centre wing.
So Knight has the footy. Goes into the middle of the ground. It's not a great kick. Aaron Seen, pretty well held today. That's a good kick though. Goes out further wide once more to his other left-footed mate in Baker. So Baker towards half forward now.
Good running by O'Malley from half-back flank to the opposite half forward. Really good. Gillingham, actually. Good running by O'Malley. I'm sure he ran somewhere.
That's a good kick, though, from Gillingham, and I think it might be Dempsey who takes that one at centre half forward. He's giving all the impressions here that he's going to go back and dob this one.
Yeah, good work. Good mark there by Dempsey. Shows a bit in the air there. That was a good pair of hands under a bit of pressure, and now as a good full forward, and now just needs to go back and convert.
This kick will get them to within 2 points should it go through. So Dempsey, it's been a tight affair all day. He'll kick from 50. It's a lovely looking drop punt. Has it got the distance? It does, but it misses to the right.
We've all gone that way in this quarter. So just first division scores today. The final scores: Terrigal Avoca 16-6-102 defeated Maitland 9-9-63. Newcastle City 15-3-93 defeated Killarney Vale 3-6-24. And Warners Bay that's a Warners Bay half-time score. There is Wyong Lakes leading by 3 goals.
Okay.
We'll give the second division scores in a minute.
So Killarney Vale, a slight lead here over Newcastle City. They're currently third on the ladder, the Bombers. They're 5-4. Newcastle City would have come in today as favourites, but Killarney Vale certainly matching them and probably been a little bit more efficient in front of goal. So away they go again out to that centre wing position, but the big bodies, that time of Keast, just winning the hard footy and getting it to half forward once again.
A good little half-time function here. The past players are certainly getting amongst it now. They're really enjoying being back in familiar territory with some old football mates there. So
good numbers. If
Killarney Vale can hang on here, they'll certainly be a very, very good support in the last quarter if it's a close game.
So that's Mumford down there. That's Max Mumford playing on Courtney Knight. He's done pretty well so far as Mumford. This one goes out in the direction of Tom of the same name. Seen does well to keep his feet, and we know he's strong through the hips. He falls over now, and he's got the footy under him. It'll be a ball up, though.
What Bailey say? Once you a bit of a sedate start to the third quarter.
So, ball up, half forward for the Blues. They've done all the attacking here in the third term. Mark McVeigh this time one out in the goal square playing on Emerson Monk.
Yeah, so that means Lloyd must be there. Is Lloyd's on the ball. Quite an interesting ploy, really, because Lloyd was so dominant earlier to then sort of kick 3 goals in the first quarter. And since that, he played the majority of the second quarter on the ball and majority of the third. He started the third quarter on the ball. So.
I wonder if it's for the run. Maybe has he got more in the legs than McVeigh does?
Probably has. There's probably no doubt about that.
So boundary throw in on that occasion.
Mitch Knight working hard through there. Goes out there now in the direction of Mitch Crawford. Right foot snap. That's classy. That's what they got him back. That's what they like back from Western Australia. As Crawford there kicks his first goal and brings the margin back to a single point.
Yeah, great play there from Newcastle City. They've done all the attacking here in the third term. Looks a really good player as Mitch Crawford. He got out there and the snap was centimetre perfect from the pocket.
Right, some second division scores. Final scores. Newcastle City 23-14, 152. Killarney Vale 139. Warners Bay 14-19, 103. Defeated Wyong Lakes 9-5, 59. The entrance Baddo Bay 14-22, 108. Defeated Cardiff 3-2-4, 16. Singleton 23-20, 150. Defeated Nelson Bay 4-4, 28. And three-quarter time it's Muswellbrook 9-6, 60. Leading Maitland 5-4, 34.
So everybody here getting the clearance for the Bombers. They go forward for the first time. They go down to that man.
Ireland.
Jackson Ireland. Probably one of the most reliable footballers in the league. Very, very rarely gets beaten. So
just strong. And Mark Wheeler, he's a strong player himself.
Absolutely.
He just used his body really well. He didn't allow Wheeler any chance at all to get to the football.
So Ireland goes back. He's going to kick from about 45. Mark McVeigh on the goal line. It will get the distance.
I think he has. That's a good
He's
kick.
kicked the goal. First goal of the quarter there to the Bombers. They keep in touch. They might actually be in front now, Gary.
They're actually 7 points in front.
Beg your pardon. So 7 points in front are the Bombers. Goal for goal here at Adelaide Street Oval.
That's the third goal there for Jackson Island.
Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They are also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. We also thank Waratah Sports, Mercure Cowinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Great place to play golf there. And GE Industrial Solutions.
Great, yeah. It's good to have... we had 2 new sponsors during the week, Ryan. We've got the entertainment grounds of the Central Coast, new entertainment venue. And also, as we go down there at McVeigh, we'll get on the other sponsor in a minute. Jackson Island looking dangerous there. Keeps it up. Well done.
Oh, great goal, Bombers. Came out of the middle of the ground. It was Daniel Lloyd who had a paddock kick along to the one-on-one contest. It was McVeigh. Did really well to bring the ball to ground. And Jackson Island stamping his authority on this match, Gary. Gee, the Bombers are up and about.
Oh, that's fantastic play by Ireland then. He once again just showed sheer strength. Looked like Mark McVeigh was going to take the mark, but Ireland roving the ball well, brushed off his Newcastle City opponent, ran around, kept the ball in from going through from behind, and kicked a great goal. Back-to-back goals in a minute to Jackson Island, and the margin back out now to 13 points.
Great game of footy here. You were saying, Gary, the Cowinda Waters...
Yeah, Cowinda Waters, Mercure, they are now, the Accor Hotels are the sponsor of our Elliott Davey Medal presentation night. So great to have both those 2 companies on board as sponsors and joining our other very, very important sponsor, the Black Diamond AFL.
Sensational. So back in the middle we go. Killarney Vale are up and about. They've got a good crowd in today. It's another good tap, though, by the City Ruckman, and Monk gets clean possession. He goes to full forward in the Dempsey direction. Just one of those days for Courtney Knight. It sails over his head. It was a mongrel-looking torp sort of kick, but they just look really clean going forward, the Bombers through Ireland and McVeigh and Lloyd and these types.
Yeah, Max Mumford, really good. No wonder John Pigeon tried so hard to get him back to talk him into back playing again. 'Cause first game back, he's there. He gets the job on Courtney Knight, and he's doing a really good job. Admittedly, the ball hasn't been delivered all that well to Courtney Knight, but that hasn't mattered to him in the past, because Courtney can make anything out of nothing. We're only... we're 8 minutes into the third quarter. Knight's kicked 1 goal, but he could end up with 5 if given 4 more opportunities.
Spot on. It's another boundary throw in. There's been a ton of stoppages today.
Ball just there. Had to go bit of a retrieve there in the river out the back. The reliable timekeeper, Terry Ford from Killarney Valley, had to reach into his bag of tricks and come out with a footy.
So
very
it's a snap
clever
kick
man.
there from Monk out of the pack. I don't know if it travelled 15. It comes to ground anyway. It's tight and it's tough once again. No one really getting any easy possessions. On the bottom there is Dempsey. On the top of... Oh, that's anyone's guess.
I think that might have been Young down there, actually,
Michael
Ryan.
Young. So, ball up again. Full forward for the Blues. Kick out there was a clearing kick, I think, from Daniel Lloyd. Goes in the Walford direction. Out of play once again. Walford there being trailed by McMahon. 2 good players there.
Yeah, Walford's been pretty important player. A lot of those players normally play the wing, the half forward. They had to do a lot of defensive work and getting back, but then they also need to have done plenty of running as well to carry the ball forward. And that's what they're doing here again as Walford on the left boot. Goes down there. Ireland's in there. Going up there is Carroll. He won't stand in that spot again. Probably should have got a free kick.
Surely.
The play on the call there is Mark Willer's got it. Good shepherding there as he goes inboard there now. And Hugh Kelleher takes the mark. Centre wing. He's got Jack Gillingham is always going to fall short. However,
So
it's going to be
switches
taken.
play. So it's Simpson who takes the intercept mark, and they're one out in the goal square. They got McVeigh playing on Monk. Will they use him? Here they go. So McVeigh leads. It's kicked in his direction. It's a bit of a mongrel kick. Works his opponent under the footy. Keeps his feet well as McVeigh. Strong through the hips. Clean possession. Don't argue. Handball back inside. Jack Gillingham cuts it off, and City do well. So Kelleher, the ruckman, out to the outer side.
Good work there by Emerson Monk. Good one-on-one there. Come back to Ireland. They aren't out of trouble here yet. Newcastle City to go. They're going in hard. They're out there as Liam Carroll. He's taken there by Zara. High tackle there. They're not... I don't think Liam Carroll took too well to that high tackle there by Rob Zara. He's going to get the free kick right in the back pocket. Newcastle City.
I feel like that went the other way and it was reversed.
No, I think it was always his kick for a leg.
Okay, so Carroll kicks out to the half-back flank. Seen there up against Bailey. It's well done to Payne. It's going to be advantage paid. Might have been over the shoulder. So Payne through centre wing. Kicks in the Edwards direction. Brendan Lewis with a great leap. But Edwards did well. Blind turn onto his left side. Good handball back into Keast. It's an open forward line. Dempsey's down there. Oh, well done working him out the ball. Courtney and Knight went to ground but took possession. Got a left-handed handball back in and it might go through for a point. It does. Really good game of footy this, Gary. It's 12 points the margin in favour of Killarney Vale.
Yeah, look, it's a really good contest. The whistle's blowing. Oh, there's someone gone down on the far side of the ground. Not sure who that is for Killarney Vale.
Yeah, so they might have been down since the last passage of play.
Yeah, I think is it Simpson? He's got the orange boots on. I think they're going to be calling. Going to be called for a stretcher, are they?
So in the meantime, Brendan Lewis kicks to himself. There's a player down on the far wing. Ball bobbles around. Emmety there gets first possession. Can't get a handball away. And there's Carroll. He's gang tackled. Blind tackle. That could be holding the footy. It's not. Darryl like calls for a ball up, but there's still a player down on the far wing. I'm not even sure if the umpires know. Ball up again. So third man up was Kelleher. He did really well to win a tap down. Castel Nouveau. Little handball down to Debnam. Handball to himself. It'll be What's the story here, Gary? Do they stop play?
Well, they should be stopping play. Yeah, it's quite obvious. Okay, the stretcher rule said you can't stop play of the stretcher, but we're in our league here, and the direction that went for the umpires just not long ago about is common sense prevails. You know.
So meantime, it's going to be holding the footy. Darryl Luck pays a free kick out. I don't even know who that's going to go to. Looks like it'll be City. Crawford. So Crawford on centre wing. Kicks in the Courtney Knight direction. He's double teamed. It's well done there to Barrett. He's chopped off a lot of attacks today, and now the umpire stop play. There's a stretcher on the field.
Yeah. Just running through a couple more scores here. Over the women's game, we've got final scores there. Warners Bay 5-8-38 leading Wyong Lakes. They defeated Wyong Lakes 2-2-14. Newcastle City 9-7-61 defeated Lake Macquarie 4 behinds. And Nelson Bay, 12-5-77, defeated Maitland, just 1 behind. So there's all the scores up to date, Ryan.
The two teams huddle it up.
Another score coming, three-quarter time at Fiona Oval. It's Wyong Lakes in the First Division competition, 10-8-68, leading Warners Bay 4-1-25. So it looks like it's going to be a good result there for the Magpies. But I still think over there, I think it is Simpson. Yeah, I think it with the orange boots. Just quickly, quick shout out to all our sponsors: Ryan, Wilson Security, Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club, the venue for this year's Elliot Dable Medal presentation night on the 2nd of September. GE Industrial Solutions, our sponsor of our women's competition, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery, Waratah Sports, Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort, Subway Morisset, and the entertainment grounds at Central Coast.
Yeah, getting more sponsors by
Mike's dead. So there you go. What's going on there, mate? Oh, yeah, interview. As he's been taken off on the stretch there. I'm pretty sure it looks like it might be Ben Simpson there. But look, it's been a pretty good game so far. It's I think Killarney Vale have done the better part of it. You would think that they've probably won the clearer battles into the centre of the ground.
Yeah, look, I mean, look, going forward, they certainly look a little bit more polished. I've preferred their structures. I like the way they're thinking with having either McVeigh or Lloyd one out in the goal square, and I think it's Barrett who's playing loose in the back line against a side like Newcastle City, where they are probably similarly matched all around the ground. They're probably tactically just a little bit ahead at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I think being able for Brendan Lewis and Ryan Barrett to get loose across half-back, that's always going to be a win for Killarney Vale and something that City need to work on. But also I think their movement forward has also been very good. But certainly in the area that they've been able to dominate Newcastle City's in the ruck, and Cameron Keast is doing a great job there.
Absolutely. We know how good they are in the ruck. They lost Dawes, but Keast and Kelleher have done superbly well. But you must say probably Dylan Smith and Lenson. I mean, they're forcing draws a lot of the time, and the Killarney Vale midfield are winning their fair share of footy.
Yeah, just a holding out play there now as the player. I think it might be young. I think it's Ben Simpson. Matt Hall, another youngster. That's disappointing for the youngster. Looks like it's a shoulder injury. I think by the look of that, just the way the holding it there, looks like it definitely a shoulder injury. So disappointing for the youngster, but unfortunately that's what football's like, Ryan.
Yeah, it's a shame. So they're down to 3 on the bench, Killarney Vale. They want to run out this game strong. They currently lead by 2 straight. So really interesting period of the game here. We know the Newcastle forwards, or Courtney Knight in particular, isn't getting his hands on the footy that much, but just little changes in momentum can, affect play. So centre wing now might be... So little scrubby kick now towards centre half forward for the Bombers. It's good clean here. There's by Rogers, and Emity's out. Emity on his right side goes for McVeigh. It's a good kick, and Mark McVeigh takes a strong mark in front of the clubhouse here at Adelaide Street Oval, and he's showing all the signs that he's going to go back and dob this one. It's good to see.
Just erupted, didn't it, there, the old clubhouse. It's gone up there as one of their favourites there, Mark McVeigh. Be a good kick, but right in front of this will bring the house down.
So playing on Emerson Monk, it was good, strong hands. The kick sort of floated towards him, and he did really well. So McVeigh, going back, his second game for the season, goes out, gives himself plenty of leverage, and he just hooks it to the right. So behind there, it's 8-8-56, playing 6-7-43. We've played probably a little less than 14 minutes due to a stretcher that came on the ground.
Let's bring it in there now is Wheeler. He goes long. They've got away with that a few times there now. That's going to go to Emerson Monk, and they're out there looking in the direction of Haswell. Good pressure there from Mumford, but a nice mark taken by Haswell. Centre wing for Newcastle City, currently trailing by 13 points. Once again, Killarney Vale have got numbers back there, looking in the direction of Knight. Not going to get to his reach him as Mumford there, but Knight pitches up on the bounce, goes one way, gets on the right boot, snaps into a dangerous area, but Brendan Lewis attacks the ball and rewarded for that attack. Gets a quick kick out there in the direction there of Tom Mumford, but Connor Haswell beats him. Handballs it back to Pat McMahon. He gets the arms up and gets a quick handball. Haswell picks it up also. Back it comes to Jackson Crawford. Steps one way, steps the other. On the right boot, looking in there for a forward, but it's back to Brendan Lewis. Hurry kick there under pressure from Dempsey. Back to the half forward line. They go up for the mark was Darren Blackwood. Going to ground quickly was Castanuvo. Darren Blackwood gets a hurry kick, but Mark Wheeler takes a mark, centre wing.
Game's certainly gone up a notch here, Gary. So Wheeler, centre half back for the Blues. Kicks into the middle of the ground. You got to pay that, and they do. So that's Kelleher. Gets onto that left side in the Monk direction. Won't take it on this occasion. Barrett chops it off. He's done it so often today. Taps it towards himself, just gaining a bit of territory here in front of Crawford. Boundary throw in. 9 minutes to play here in the third term at Adelaide Street Oval. It's a 13-point lead in favour of the home side, the Bombers. They dearly love to knock off a top 2 side. A win today would take them to 6-4 and get them a game closer to that double chance in September. Good tap over the top there came from Daniel Lloyd. He's been pretty well held in the second half thus far. Mitch Knight has it on centre wing. They switch to the middle of the ground to McMahon. It's a 2-on-1 here. Crawford there. That's Mitch. Got there in the end. Does a little double back. Hasn't really got anyone to kick to. Went for the right foot snap in the Dempsey direction. Got a pretty ordinary bounce to Dempsey on that time. I think he's playing on Rumpler. Little scrubby kick forward towards the middle again, and Walford, he's playing on O'Malley. This is a good battle. In the back there, it's going to go the way of Walford.
Yeah, Walford there. Not sure. I thought it was just a good one-on-one contest, but Walford now. An open forward line again for the Bombers. In there, McVeigh. He's gone back there. Gillingham's back there. Emerson Monk's back there. All one-hand, two-hand. Players are calling just through weighted numbers. Monk is able to get a handball over to Mark Wheeler, and the Blues are away. Spear and kick in there. Looking for Haswell. Lands at his feet. That can't keep the ball before it goes out of bounds. Boundary throwing right on centre wing. And at the moment, Killarney Vale, 8-8-56, leading Newcastle City, 6-7-43 in the Bar TV, Black Diamond AFL, Wilson Security. match of the week, and it certainly is a beauty.
Absolutely, Gary. So Monk again, he's had a really good second and third quarter. That was Haswell. He got the left-handed handball inside. It just missed the mark. You can't miss too many of them. Throwing his weight around was Mitch Knight. Doing well down there, I think it was Dylan Smith. It was. Left foot kick to Castelnuovo. So Castelnuovo on his preferred left. This is Ireland. Such a good player. Kicks long in the McVeigh direction, getting more of the footy. Double teamed again down there by Gillingham and Monk. Monk might get there first, but it's a great tackle from McVeigh. Just wraps up the footy so well. It's going to be a ball up and he forces a draw. Well done, Mark McVeigh.
Yeah, very good play there. You notice Newcastle City now, they've got virtually 2 on McVeigh, 3 on 1 there as Baker was coming back. So their defenders are certainly working real hard to try and nullify the influence of McVeigh. As they go down there, handball comes McMahon. Back it comes to Mark Willis. He's had a couple of runs out of fence. This time he has a bounce on the right, but go there. Haswell's his target. As there's been a target, a really good mark. Great battle between 2 youngsters of the competition, Connor Haswell and Tom Mumford. That time he marked in front of Brendan. That should be 50 more. He's called him for holding the ball. I'm not sure he went over the mark there. I'm not sure that Lewis ever got off him. But anyway, I thought it could have went 50 metres. But anyway, free kick there to Brendan Lewis, the skipper for Killarney Vale. It's very stagnant, the forward movement is now. So he has to go out wide for Walford. He's up against Carroll. Good mark. Oh! Out of bounds on the full. Very close. He's actually cleaned up the fence house there. It has been a one of those days. I think he just had his eyes wholly and solely on the ball. Didn't realise that the boundary line the ball went over the line out of bounds. And but he's all right. The free kick, it's going to be out of bounds on the full, and the free kick's going to go to Mark Wheeler.
That didn't look good. So Wheeler the beneficiary. He'll have it on the half-back flank for the Blues. Really good game of footy, this one. Kicks to nobody in particular. It was a scrubby-looking kick, but Kelleher, he's had a really good game today. Wheels onto the left side. Emity's got his name written all over it and has a good right-foot punch. Right-hand punch, beg your pardon. In there's Crawford. Liked his game as well. Could have been in the back. It won't be. Darryl Luck will ball it up. Centre half forward for the Blues. Just under 7 minutes to play here. Third term. Anyone's game still. If you've just joined in, the spearhead forward for Killarney Vale, Daniel Lloyd has 3. Jackson Island with 4. And Courtney Knight yet to kick a goal for the... Beg your pardon, he's kicked 1 for the Blues. Barrett once again playing that loose man. Takes an uncontested mark at full-back. Next kick's important. Contests, one-on-one contests all over the ground. So it goes to centre wing. Getting there first might have been Carroll. Anyway, turns over now. That was Lloyd who kicked 2 centre half forward in the Rogers direction. Does really well, does Rogers. Kicks out of that one-on-one again with McVeigh, but it might be Ireland who's got his name all over it. McVeigh makes a contest. Wheeler gets there first and just scrubs one out of centre half back. Hartakanen couldn't take the grab. It was well done there to Debnam, and it's holding the footy there against Debnam. Free kick to Hartakanen. And plays on immediately. So Hartakanen through the middle of the ground. He kicks towards centre half forward. His target was seen. Bit of a nothing kick. Lenson there does well. Holds onto the footy. Gives a handball over the top to Amity. And Amity goes out wide. So the skipper, Brendan Lewis, has got a paddock. Plenty of time to make a decision. There's double teamed all the way down the ground though. So Lloyd has to take on a tackler. Gives a handball out further wide to Ireland. Does the old double back and he handballs as well. This is over the top to Rogers. Gets it on. He got the left foot at goal. Kicks it out on the full.
Yeah, waste there by Rogers. They did really well. They held it up. But one thing I noticed there, though, Ryan, and very important from a Newcastle City's perspective, if they were able to, they double-teamed McVeigh, they double-teamed Ireland. All of a sudden, they had to find an alternative option there, and they didn't actually have one up there, Killarney Vale. So good work by the Blues. Now, what can Coach John Pidgeon do to overcome that?
You probably think that he's going to encourage them to break the lines a little bit more. They're a pacey side, Killarney Vale. I would have liked to back themselves and, Daniel Lloyd, for instance, to run inside 50 and even have a ping on that occasion?
Yeah, you're right there. But as the game goes on there, as they get tired of them, that's the sort of game they've played. They've played a up and back game, so it's very high attrition rate on their fitness. So have they got the fitness to be able to maintain that? And as I said, and because they're so really one-dimensional going up forward or two-dimensional to those players, they're easier to man up and get numbers on. So they need to look for the spare player. That's what they need to do. And that last play there, they had Dylan Smith running down on the flank. They need to start using those players. They're out on the centre wing there now. Bit of a scrappy affair this quarter. We've only had we had the 3 goals for the quarter, 1 to Crawford and Jackson Islands kicked the 2. But since the 6-minute mark, it's all been pretty pretty tight affair. No one's really had many shots on goal. Rogers probably had the best shot there, which he wasted with that left foot snap. But as Aaron's seen, been pretty well held today by Alex Bailey. Come there, drop the mark by Haswell. Back comes there now to Amity. He's going to go across the ground. Oh, dangerous kick coming across here. That is very dangerous play. That's going to set up there for Harder Khan. He should punish him, and that is poor play by the Bombers.
Yeah, the kick was never on. Just needed to turn around and boot it up the boundary line. Elected to kick into the middle of the ground, and he was on his own for 30 metres there, Harder Khan, and so brings the margin back to 7 points. It's 8-8 playing 7-7. First goal there to Harder Khan.
Yeah, and look, and that's one thing that Killarney Vale, Newcastle City are going to keep coming at him, so you need to be able to withstand that pressure, and that's all that was then. That was just pressure, indecisive. He was hemmed into the pocket, so he went back across field on his non-preferred foot. It was always going to end up in trouble, and that's what it was, and the troubles actually cost him a goal.
So back in the middle we go. It's Lenson now up against Keast. Really good game of footy, this one. You mentioned it, Gary. Newcastle City, they'll keep coming. They've got a winning culture. Killarney Vale this year, they've tended to fall away a little bit in the late stages of games. So the test is certainly with them. So away they go again. Keast wins the tap down, but now Mark McVeigh in the middle of the ground. He's switched it with Lloyd, so now Lloyd getting double-teamed at full forward. In there's Debnam. Zara, scrappy kick to centre-half forward. I love this battle between Wheeler and Ireland. Ireland wins it once again, takes possession. No prior opportunity. Ball bobbles out. In there is Amity. Diving on it down there was the Newcastle City backman, and Darryl Luck will ball it up.
Great play there by Ian Baker, and that just sums it up perfectly. The start of that centre bounce, he was standing a couple of metres in front of Daniel Lloyd at full forward. As soon as the ball came there to a 50-50 contest out with Jackson Island, he ran straight from there to 15 metres, and he turned into a 2-on-1 against Jackson Island. Great play, Ian Baker.
So now City going forward, but it's well done there to Tom Mumford. This is the kick that's hurt them, the old switch across the ground. Amity may get there first. He's tackled very well there by Pat Gillingham, and Pat will get up with possession. Got Jackson Crawford there. That's who he wants. Gets it off to him with a handball. Wasn't in the back against Lewis, and Barrett through centre-half back drills a pass out wide to Zara. Zara goes with his left foot to centre-half forward in the Rogers direction. He's been pretty lively this quarter. He turns around now. He's got Daniel Lloyd in a one out. Lloyd leads at him. The kick might go over his head. It does, and it's a good punch there by Jack Gillingham. Good tackle there. Emerson Monk got the handball away, and McMahon wants his left foot, kicks the banana in the Monk direction, and Monk's got it at centre-half back.
Yeah, good play there by the Blues defence there as it goes out long. Good mark taken over the back there. That time is by Pat Gillingham. Handball quickly onto his brother Jack. Jack Gillingham, right boot, spearing pass, looking for Dempsey. Good work there by Rumpus. Takes him out of the play. Bailey's down there. He picks it up, gets a handball back. It goes to Tom Mumford. Brushes the tackle and away goes a youngster. A right foot kick. It's going to found vacant territory. Who's going to get there first? In comes Baker. Mallee allows him to run through, and Ian Baker gets it, runs through centre wing. On the left foot, a spearing pass in for Knight. Bounces awkwardly for him, but still a 50-50 ball. Dempsey runs through, grabs it in the hand, kicks on the right boot, snapper, goal. How's it go? It looks pretty good. Nick Dempsey, goal number 2. Great play.
Sensational goal, Nick Dempsey. I think that's his second for the day, Gary. Had all the time in the world and lined up the big sticks. It's been hard to kick a goal down that end today. Did exceptionally well, and now the Bombers' lead is to 1 solitary point. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. Trading hours 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Support local business. Subway, eat fresh. The best on ground will be given a $20 voucher for Subway Morisset today. Could go to a number of players. So back in the middle we go again. Keast up against Lenson. Well done, Lenson, on that occasion. Ben Simpson's in there, as is Zara. He was tackled off the ball, possibly didn't have it. Coming through there was Payne, and Monk again. Monk's a good user of the footy, goes in the same direction. Takes a good grab there to Seam. Wheels around onto that left side. Who's he going to go to now at full forward? Nobody in particular. And it's Young taking the grab at centre-half back for the Bombers. So they come out to this wing side. Outnumbered is Simpson. Keast flew over the top. He did pretty well, Simpson, to make a contest. Does really well. In fact, Keast takes possession. He's tackled there by Smith. Threw it out, but play on was the call. Keast goes in again. Brendan Lewis reads the ball beautifully. A very good footballer. Reads the play so well. Goes into the middle of the ground. It's an important kick. It hits Debnam. So Debnam now through the middle of the ground. He's going to go towards Lloyd. He's got a bit of distance, and he does. He takes a good grab to Lloyd. He's a good enough kick to go back and dob this one, Daniel Lloyd. You'll have to kick from 45. But the minute, Gary, he had 2 metres on Jack Gillingham, he just knew he was going to grab it.
Yeah, good play, good kick by Trent Devon. Didn't do anything special, didn't try and spirit to him, just sat it up, allowed Lloyd to run out to him. When he had a metre or two on his opponent, there was no way he was going to drop it. Important kick for Daniel Lloyd. He's kicked 3. Comes in, strikes the ball, looks nice off the boot. Geez, a good kick. Great goal. Best kick in the land. You called him earlier on, and he certainly lived up to that reputation there. 4 goals to Daniel Lloyd.
Yeah, best kick in Australia, Gary. I've said it a few times. Sensational footballer. When his confidence is up and when he's fit, he is beautiful to watch. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. That's GE Industrial Solutions. I think they're the major sponsor of the Women's League, Gary. So back in the middle we go. We're in the final minute of play here in the third quarter. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Bombers have led at every change. So 7 points at this stage with just over 30 seconds to play. So maybe enough time for one more score. If anything, it's Keast who's dominated that ruck contest. So Newcastle City going forward. Crawford will get there first. Couldn't beat the tackler and was brilliantly tackled, but high tackle. So Mitch Crawford. Not long left. They'd know that with the scoreboard here at Killarney Vale. The players can see the clock ticking down. And Mitch Crawford has a look up at the scoreboard with 6 seconds to play. Yeah, same. Yeah, exactly right. So Mark McVeigh had a shot from a similar spot at quarter time. Beg your pardon, half time. So Crawford, a very important kick. This would put them to within a point. Umpire there showing the man where the mark is. Exceptionally important after the siren. So Crawford goes back from WA. It's going to have to be a very good kick. It looks straight. Has it got the legs? It does. They get around him. Newcastle City kick the goal, and it's dead quiet here in the Killarney Vale club rooms. The margin at three-quarter time is 1 point. It's 9-8, 62 Killarney Vale. Newcastle City Blues 9-7, 61. Goal kickers, please, Gary Birkinshaw.
Yeah, for Killarney Vale, Daniel Lloyd and Jackson Island both have 4. Mark McVeigh has 1. And for Newcastle City, 2 goals to Mitch Crawford, 2 goals to Nick Dempsey, singles to Courtney Knight, Connor Haswell, Jackson Monk, Jake Hardekanen and Pat Gillingham. So we've got a cracking last quarter coming up. 1 point the difference, three-quarter time. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the final quarter.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service.
Command, this is Car 33. I'm going on my break.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Welcome back to Adelaide Street Oval at Killarney Vale. A great game of footy on our hands here. It's 9-8-62 the Bombers. They lead by a point to Newcastle City 9-7-61. We know Newcastle City are going to come at the Bombers. It's going to be if the Bombers can sustain that pressure that they've had for 3/4 of this match so far. Went to the huddle at 3/4 time. There was a lot of noise, a lot of talk. Asking their players was John Pidgeon to run out the game. One big final effort could see them win their biggest scalp of the year. 5-4. A victory today would take Killarney Vale to 6-4. One step closer to that double chance. Newcastle City currently 7-2 for the season. We know they'll come. Final quarter action from Adelaide Street. Black Diamond Bar TV match of the round. So away we go again. Lenson up against Keast. He's won every tap all day as Keast. Going in hard there as Courtney Knight through the elbow up as the don't argue. It's going to be the first clear and so to Castle Newman. Away goes Amity. Kicks it in towards full forward and Lloyd. He's got it. Daniel Lloyd. It was a lovely delivery there from Dane Amity. And we saw him kick a great team lifting goal here in the third term. And Daniel Lloyd will line up 30 metres out directly in front. Lloyd walks in just to give them a 7-point lead. Early stages here, final term. He's got it. First goal of the quarter goes to Daniel Lloyd and to the Killarney Vale Bombers. And for Lloyd, that is his 5th for the day. Certainly stamping his authority on this match, and they're out to a 7-point lead. Gary Birkinshaw.
Yeah, he certainly did very well. Daniel Lloyd, very dangerous up there, but good work by Tom Castelnuovo to get the ball out of the centre. Opportunity, and look, once again, I think Lloyd and Ireland, if they're going to get on top in this quarter, I think Killarney Vale will be hard to stop.
Got their big guns in the middle now, the Bombers. They've got McVeigh, Walford, Alex Bailey, beg your pardon, in the middle of the ground. Up against Monk, Keast, Emerson Monk as well, and Aaron Seen. So there's some great footballers in the middle of the ground for both teams. Away we go again. Keast up against Lenson. Keast again with the decisive tap. Walford gets their first. Could have dropped it. Play on was the call. Players throwing their bodies in hard over the footy. Payne's in there trying to get a clean disposal. There haven't been many clean ones all day, though. It'll be a ball up middle of the ground.
Yeah, quickly, the other scores from the Black Diamond Cup, 3/4 time. Terrigal Avoca, 23-13, 151. Warners Bay, 4-3-27. And at number 1 Sports Ground, it's Cardiff, looking for their first win of the year, 14-5, 89, leading Nelson Bay, 4-7-31.
Great punch there came from Barrett. I've liked his game today. In there's Amity. Ducked the head. Paid the high tackle. Don't know if it was there. Mitch Knight didn't like it. We saw one down here with Brendan Lewis that wasn't paid. You probably couldn't have paid that one either anyway. Dane Amity delivered the ball beautifully to Lloyd only 3 minutes ago. Kicks forward again, this time to centre wing. He's going to go in the island direction. Could have been paid the mark there was Wheeler. McVeigh will get there first and see it over the... Beg your pardon, it's not. It's Jason Blackwood. And it'll be a boundary throw in. Just 2.5 minutes gone here. Final quarter at Adelaide Street Oval. So Lenson again up against Keast. It's tight and it's tough. Seen slung a player down in there. It's going to be a high tackle. It's going to go the way of the Blues against McVeigh. So Jackson Monk on centre wing for Newcastle City. We know they'll come. They're a classy outfit. This guy's had a good game as well. It's Mitch Crawford. So Crawford into the middle of the ground. Even contests everywhere. Oh, terrific grab there taken by Daniel Lloyd. What a game he's had. Goes out further out wide now to Tom Mumford. And Mumford's got a paddock. So Mumford runs forward, elects to kick straight away. He's going to go in the island direction. He's had a great game also. Fuller run, gets onto his left side, kicks it in towards full forward. Who have they got down there? The Bombers using his body beautifully. They're going to pay it. It's Mark McVeigh. Paid the mark, Mark McVeigh, and he'll have a shot at goal 20 metres out directly in front.
Yeah, good mark there by McVeigh. Good probably decision by the umpire. You get a few of those if you play a lot of AFL football, and rightly so. McVeigh, vital goal. If he can kick this for the Bombers, comes in, strikes out pretty good. He's got the familiar fist pump going. Puts the hand up and says, "You little beauty." Goal number 11 to Killarney Vale, and the margin out to 13 points.
Yeah, lovely work there. One-on-one, you'd back him every day of the week, Mark McVeigh. Experience and class. And the Bombers now, they're out to a 13-point buffer. Game well and truly in their hands here. They're up and about in front of a strong home crowd. Newcastle City, we know they won't go away. Wilson Security scoreboard, it's 11-8 playing 9-7. Just a reminder, man of the match today will receive a $20 Subway voucher. And for play of the day, it's a $50 restaurant voucher for Dust Hound restaurants across Newcastle. So a couple of prizes on offer. Away we go again. Darryl Luck will do the throw up in the middle of the ground. Lenson again up against Keast. Keast again with that decisive tap, but the midfield clearances have been pretty even across both sides. Paynes was a handball to nobody. Players dive on it again. Carroll's in there, and it'll be another ball up. Pat Gillingham. Sold a bit of hand candy, went onto the right foot, Banana in towards centre half forward and Haswell. Outnumbered there, and that's in the back against Barrett. I think that's harsh. Just use his body to nudge Haswell out of the way, and you can hear the unhappiness there from the Killarney Vale fans. Anyway, it's Haswell. He's going to chip it in towards full forward, and Knight could have been in the back against Knight. Aaron Seen's on his left side, snaps towards goal, and he's kicked it. Aaron Seen kicks the goal. Silence around Adelaide Street. It was a dead giveaway. And it's a shootout here at Adelaide Street Oval. So Bombers 11-8-74. Now just 7-point leaders over the Blues, 10-7-67. Wilson Security, they are Australia's leading security provider. Most innovative security provider, also delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers for all your security needs. Call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. So a 7-point lead here to the Bombers. Great game of footy. Plenty of life still left in it. So Keast again up against Lenson. Keast again, he's won every tap decisively, but they just can't get any ascendancy. City. They'll get a free kick here for in the back. It'll be Emerson Monk. So Emerson Monk kicks to centre half forward in the Kelleher direction and takes a good mark. Kelleher plays on immediately onto his left side. Kicks it in towards full forward. It's a one-on-one battle between Dempsey and Rumpler. Boundary throw in.
Final scores come in. Another one from First Division. It's Wyong Lake 16-12, 108. Feeder Warners Bay 6-3-39. So they consolidate their position in the top three. Well done to the Wyong Lakes. As we come down now, Rumbler's going to pick it up. Dangerous here. Well hand. Nice handball. Back it comes to Barrett. Around the right kick there. Goes to Smith. He spoils it. Going to work out right. Well done by Tom Mumford. Away he goes in their direction there. Running back is Zara. Up against him is Carroll. Hits the deck. How's it going to bounce up? Going in there is Island. Taps it over the back. Well read there by Mark Wheeler, however. And on the right, but he goes out wide to Mitch Crawford. Up against Smith and Crawford. He's certainly been excellent today in his return for Newcastle City. On the centre wing he goes. Who's it moving up forward? Gillingham's calling for it. Also there is Keast. So he goes long. He's going to give it to going into a nest of the Bombers though. Oh, they didn't talk out that well. Amity gets it. High tackle there in front of the crowd. Lenson handball. Back it comes to Barrett. Just in front of the commentary box. Barrett gets a left foot kick in there. Gets away from Baker though. Swirling win. Up it comes down to Island. He can't take it though. And Kelleher, the youngster for Newcastle City. On the left foot he goes in there. Looking in the direction of Jackson Crawford. Over the back it goes and Mumford should be first there again. Gets it. Handballs over the top a bit wildly. And it goes to Payne. He gets it. Shrugs one tackle. Goes to goal. Sam Payne. How is it? He's got it, got the fist pump, and the Blues are back in this.
So 1 point the margin once again, the same as what it was at three-quarter time. The Bombers lead by 1. Great goal there to Sam Payne. Sustained pressure. It was good work from Killarney Vale as well, but an errant handball at the end. Payne beat a tackle and kicked his first for the day. Only a couple of multiple goal kickers for Newcastle City. Mitch Crawford with 2, Dempsey with 2. And the rest are singles. 8 goal kickers for Newcastle City, as opposed to 3 for Killarney Vale. So 5 for Lloyd, 4 for Ireland, and 2 for Mark McVeigh. Very interesting. So back in the middle, Darryl Luck once again. Change of ruckman here for Newcastle City, Gary. Kelleher. So Kelleher again up against Lenson. Lenson's done well today, carried a lot of the ruck work. He must be a fit guy. Gillingham couldn't take first possession. Castelnuovo ducked ahead. Play on was the call. Amity chipped a little kick over. Clever play, Dane Amity. He's a classy footballer. Lenson elected to handball back to Smith. He goes to centre half forward. Good jump out at there. Might have come from Zara. Jackson Monk with the handball off, and away goes City through the middle of the ground through Kelleher. Back to Monk. He's been good in the second half. Chipped to centre half forward. They're out here, City Keast. They got a loose man over the top. It's Jackson Crawford. He's quick. Crawford, he'll get to it first on the bounce. He looks around. He's going to elect to pass the ball over the head of Knight. Hits the head of Dempsey. Play on the call. Ball still bouncing around. Sean gets there on his left side. Knight couldn't get a clean kick. Well done, Bailey. Players diving on it. Crawford's in there. That's not high. Good decision from the umpire. Boundary throw up 10 metres out from the Newcastle City goal.
Very good umpiring there for Cameron Moore. Very good. They could have fallen for the high tackle there, but he will leave with the body. There's Monk. A snap at goal, though. It's going to go across the face. Out of bounds for a throw in there. So they're certainly attacking hard at the moment. Goals today have come in batches. Killarney Vale, that time since this quarter, they got the first 2, and then Newcastle City have come back with the next 2. Who's going to get the next one? Could be equally important. 9 minutes gone. It's Killarney Vale. 11-8-74. Newcastle City 11-7-73. As the youngster there, well done, gave the ball a boundary umpire. Very nice work there by the youngster. Future star in the making. So up they go. Keith gets it, taps down to a dangerous position. Up Mitchell Knight. Straight up and there it goes. Courtney Knight's there. Max Mumford's there. Knight's there. Oh, he's taken. That's a great mark. I reckon that's gone about 10 metres, but went about 25 metres up in the air. And Courtney Knight, he's kicked 1. He's kicked number 2. And we've been 10 minutes into the final quarter. And Newcastle City have hit the front. And it's quiet in Bombers Clubhouse.
What a terrific grab. For that to sit up in the air that long, he had a player running towards him. He never took his eyes off the footy. Sensational grab. You said it, Gary. It doesn't take much for him to have an impact on a match. Just his second goal for Knight. But it puts the Blues in the lead. You said, Gary, for Killarney Vale to win, Daniel Lloyd's going to have to kick half a dozen. He's got 5. Ireland's got the 4. But who's going to chip in from the midfield and get the Bombers over the line?
Yeah, that's where it is there. Kelleher in the ruck. He's jumped the last couple over Lenson. What have they got? They've got Ireland in the middle. They've got Amity in the middle. Mark McVeigh in the middle. Newcastle City up against Kelleher's there. Mitch Knight's there. Emerson Monk, who's followed Mark McVeigh everywhere, and Jackson Monk. How it goes there. McVeigh can't take the handle. Kelleher does his own roving. In there on the ball there is Jackson Monk. He's on the bottom of the pack, and we're going to have another ball up. So really we've got the experience of Killarney Vale up against the youth of Newcastle City. That's how the centre setup is at the moment. It's Kelleher again. Up he goes. Jumps right over the top of Lenson at the moment. It goes there to O'Malley. Good pick up with his hand. He handballs off to Baker. On his left boot he goes. In there the Keast direction. Barrett there. Good use of the body. Scene's coming out. He's moved forward in the last quarter. Hurry kick in there, but Amity should take the mark. And Drano Amity for the Killarney Vale. The experienced veteran. On the left boot he goes. Not his best kick, however. And Knight's going to chip in and take the mark there in front of Jason Blackwood. McMahon. On the left boot, he goes a kick in there looking for Courtney Knight. Up he goes. Down he comes with the ball. Under pressure from Max Mumford. Courtney Knight takes a strong mark, and he's going to go back there now to kick his second goal within a minute.
Just such strong heads from Courtney Knight. His whole career's been like that. He's just a one-touch player. Great grab there in front of Mumford. I thought Mumford's had a great game, but he's just starting to have an impact now, is Courtney. So he'll kick from 45 metres out. Courtney Knight, the champ. Kick on its way. He's hooked it out to the left. It won't make the distance. Who's going to fly for both teams? It was Dempsey who couldn't take the grab for City. The ball is still in play, and it'll be Ireland to get there first. Just puts on the afterburners. Handballs to no one in particular. Just gains a little bit of territory in the Zara direction. And it might be another stoppage. It will be. So ball up, half-back flank for the Bombers.
Yeah, really time now for the Killarney Vale. Probably lesser known players. We spoke about them before, and now it's time for them to stand up. The key players, they'll do their bit, but they just need the other players, just need to stand up, do their play, beat their opponent. That's all they've got to do in a one-on-one contest, beat their opponent. Not easy. They've got plenty of talent across the park as Newcastle City, but that's what Killarney Vale are going to need to do if they're going to win the game.
So away we go again. Another convincing tap there to the City ruckman. It's hurt Killarney Vale today. Stacks on in the middle, though. Considering they have lost a lot of the ruck taps, they've done pretty well to force a lot of draws of Killarney Vale in the midfield. So another secondary ball up. Where are the match winners for the Bombers? Strong tackle there laid by McVeigh. He's done a lot of midfield work as well as work at full forward, switching with Daniel Lloyd. We can see Lloyd one out at full forward. The only player forward to centre for Killarney Vale. He's playing on Jack Gillingham down there at full back. So Debnam scrubs a kick there towards centre wing. It'll stay in play in the Rogers direction. Baker does well. He's a great footballer. Gives it off to McMahon on his left side. Kicks into centre half forward. Emmett he's done so often this quarter already. Cuts off an attack. Chips over the top in towards Brendan Lewis. He's reliable Lewis. Takes clean possession. Kicks out now towards centre wing. It may be Blackwood. So Jason Blackwood picks it up now. Gets a handball at the bootstraps of Walford. Beats a tackler. Does well Walford. Gives it back to Lewis. Secondary running sensational. Back over the top to Blackwood. Left-handed handball to nobody. Monk tried to beat a tackle. Did in the end. O'Malley chips it just towards centre half forward. Haswell versus Amity. Good battle. Great grab Haswell. Takes a strong mark there in front of Amity. So Connor Haswell now, he'll kick the next one towards Edwards. Brendan Lewis, we saw him on centre wing 20 seconds ago. Such a selfless footballer. Not a great kick on that occasion. Just dropped short of Zara. Did well to get the handball off. This is Ireland. So evasive in his old age. Ireland just kicks it to centre half forward now. And Daniel Lloyd has a good jump at it. Couldn't take the grab. Getting there first will be the City defender. It'll be Owen James. So James turns around and kicks in the Hartakanen direction. It was touched off the boot. Play on was the call, and away goes Baker onto his left side. Drills a pass as Baker to Haswell. Through his second touch in a minute. Goes back to Payne. Payne in towards full forward. It's going to go over the head of Dempsey. And well done there to Max Mumford to take the mark and play on immediately. They're moving the ball quickly, the Bombers, out in the Bailey direction. So it's centre half back, it's Bailey. Where's the next kick? This is where they've fallen down. He goes for Young. It's not a good one. Just wastes the kick there, and it'll be a boundary throw in. We've played 15 minutes. Killarney Vale need the next goal, Gary.
Yeah, the defence are holding strong at the moment by the Bombers. Newcastle City are coming through in waves, and that last forward foray for Killarney Vale, getting back there, it was 4-on-1 there for Newcastle City. So they're going to have to keep working hard, Killarney Vale, but they're going to need to find a goal because they're currently 5 points down. As Kelleher gets a tap, it comes back there now. Picked up there by Simpson. Simpson on the right boot goes one-on-one contest down there, but falling away was Darren Blackwood and Pat McMahon. He's been very good in the last quarter. He takes the mark on the halfback. He goes in there the left boot, looking for Connor Haswell, who's been exceptional. Well, he's got a great stretch on him. Haswell plays taller than what he actually is. He's going to go in there, board, looking there for Courtney Knight. Mumford's there, going up there as Mumford. They're going to give him a free kick. Give it back to Courtney Knight. Well positioned was Joey O'Brien, the umpire. He saw him pay that. And Courtney Knight just had another shot a minute ago, being well held for 3 quarters. But this is coming in now for his third shot of goal in the last. He's kicked 2 goals. And a disc goal could make it very tough for the Bombers.
So give them an 11-point lead. Newcastle City will be a long way back should this go through. So Courtney Knight, the champ. Just a few kicks today, but also a few goals. Looks good off the boot. He's kicked the goal. Courtney Knight, they're out to 11 points. Newcastle City, 8 minutes to play here on the Wilson Security scoreboard. Many thanks to all our sponsors and Bar TV for putting on Match of the Week. Prime 7, Newcastle Herald, Star 104.5, BLK, Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club, GE Industrial Solutions, Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery, Waratah Sports, Mikua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort, and Subway Morisset, as well as our new sponsor, the Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. Long way back, Gary, for Killarney Vale. Yeah, look, they need to dig deep now. They've been very, very good all day. But the last 4 goals of the game to Newcastle City, momentum's a big thing in football. And at the moment, Newcastle City has got it all. So in the middle, it's going to be Kelleher, and he's certainly been very influential. He's been able to jump there. He goes in there. Ruck worked that by Young. He jumped into Kelleher. Comes back there now to Dylan Smith. Handball the back. It comes to Simpson. Tackled immediately by O'Malley. Payne picks it up, and just the strength of the midfield. On the right boot he goes. Knight's there. Dempsey's there. Over the back. It's going to go forward for Courtney Knight. He picks up under pressure from Mumford. Playing a call. They want the boundary line through from behind. Just a wave and wave of attacks coming from Newcastle City at the moment. So 2 straight goals leads it now for City. It's Brendan Lewis. He's tried all day. He does in every match he plays. He's going to elect to go into the middle of the ground. It's a great kick there into Simpson, who's been pretty lively. Elects to switch the ball. That's just not the kick. Some of these young guys aren't making the right decisions at times, but gee, he made it look good down there, Tom Mumford. So Mumford at centre half back. Playing out there on Edwards. Did really well. Looks pretty stagnant up there. He goes for Ireland, and why wouldn't you? He's going to have to beat a couple, Jackson Ireland. Couldn't on that occasion. It came down to the ruckman. Kelleher, who's been really good. Bobbled the ball over the line. It's now Mark McVeigh at full forward. Daniel Lloyd playing on the ball. Just over 7 minutes of game time remaining here at Adelaide Street. Killarney Vale desperately looking for a win. So currently sitting third on the ladder. So boundary throw in. Might have another one here. Just a reminder, next week we're at Adcock Park at Gosford. Terry Gullivoka hosting Cardiff. Terry Gullivoka today playing at Rogers Park, so a few makeshift home grounds for the Panthers. Final score coming in, preliminary score, it's Cardiff 115, leading Nelson Bay 53, so looks like they'll go on to win that one, the Hawks. That'll be a good win. But back at Adelaide Street Oval, it's Jack Gillingham who'll get possession in the middle of the ground. He was well tackled. Play on was the call. McMahon, who won his left side, couldn't take clean possession. Away goes Zara. The handball to nobody. A few skill errors here from the Bombers. Gets it back to McMahon. Handball to Hartakanen. Beats another one off to Crawford. Little handball back. McMahon again. Barrett. So here go the Bombers. Where can they get their goal from? A bit of a kick to nobody. McVeigh's there in a one-on-one. Does pretty well, Mark McVeigh. But gang tackled there, playing 1-on-3, and it's going to be holding the ball. So
3-on-1 there, Jackson Island. He was attacked by Newcastle City defenders.
Yeah, so Island, he's playing all over the ground, just couldn't beat the 3 on that occasion. So forward they go again, though, the Bombers. Keeping his feet down there was the Bombers player, but Gillingham is in there. It was McVeigh. It'll be a ball up 30 metres out from the Killarney Vale goal. With just over 5 minutes to play, they need a goal here, Killarney Vale. So a ball up. Goes back to Walford onto the left side. Is it straight enough? Misses to the right. So 11 points the margin, Gary.
Yeah, we've seen a lot miss on that right-hand side. Look good off the boot. Now they need to get the ball back. It's in the hands of Jackson Monk. On the left boot, he goes out there looking for Pat Gillingham. Takes a good mark in front of them. On the half-back flank, where's his next target? Cameron Keith. He's a big target. He's going to go inboard back to Jackson Monk. Monk at the half-back flank. He goes further across the ground to Baker. He's run everywhere today. He takes the mark. On the other half-back flank, they've opened it up, however, but good defence there by Killarney Vale. They're able to zone off and hold the play up there. So he's going to go long, Baker. Go look in there for the Kelleher. Brendan Lewis is up there. Good stretch by Kelleher. Good roving by Jackson Crawford. He gets a kick in the direction. Dempsey's down there against Rumpler. Good work by Rumpler. Goes to take the mark and gets away. A good clearing kick. Who's out there? Lloyd's out there. Trent Demner can hardly lift his legs, but Pat McMahon's going to get it in there. And Mitch Crawford. He takes the mark inside 50, about 30 metres out. Good play, Pat McMahon. And Mitch Crawford's going to go back to probably try and put a sealer on this game, Ryan.
Yeah, Killarney Vale out on their feet. Backline under immense pressure. Just scrub that one to centre-half back, but it's the midfield of Newcastle City who set up the ball every time they go forward. And you're right, Gary, I think this goal could just about put the nail in the coffin. So it's been a good player, has Crawford. Hopefully they can hold him for the rest of the season. He'll kick from 40, goes back, drop punt on its way. Looks pretty good. He's kicked it. Mitch Crawford kicks his third for the day. And the Newcastle City Blues now lead 14-8-92 over the Bombers. 11-9-75. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports the Black Diamond AFL, Gary Birkinshaw.
Yeah, look, that's 5 goals in a row to Newcastle City, and I think the air is certainly coming out of Killarney Vale's tyres at the moment. They've been very gallant all day, but just in the end, just the bigger bodies, the greater firepower from Newcastle City. He's probably going to get them over the line here, but take nothing away from Killarney Vale. They've certainly been very, very good. As we're in the centre, Lenson there up against Keith. Down it comes there to Monk, tackled immediately by Lloyd, and we're going to have a secondary ball up. Just a greater consistency and greater level of skill across the ground. I think Ryan's been the difference. Killarney Vale's good players have been very good, and the other players have been gallant, but I just think they just lack that little bit of skill, I suppose, to get them over the lines. They go for it again. Leading out now is Haswell, and Haswell's going to take the mark. He's going to go back. Another shot on goal. He's been good today, Connor Haswell. He's only kicked the 1 goal, but he's been a lot of their avenue through a lot of attacks. He's taken some good marks, plays taller than what his actual size is, and he'll go back. And really, this will be it. This will be good night. It's not there. More goals and minutes left. Ryan, that's always a fair indicator. Haswell, kick 1, looking for 2. Sets it up, not going to make the distance. Who's the high fly? Back goes Lenson, and he punches it through for a behind. Margin makes it out there now at 18 points. 3 kicks the margin.
You hit the nail on the head there, Gary. It's probably just the depth of the Killarney Vale side. The bottom 6 players, it's a young side. They're lightly built. The top 6 or the top 10 would compete with any club in the competition, but Just a better balanced side, probably Newcastle City at the end of the day. Brendan Lewis kicks to himself and goes long. Walford flew. Down there is Lenson. He was held for too long. Should have been a free kick, wasn't. Edwards gets it onto his left side, snaps towards goal, towards the Dempsey target. Doing well down there was Courtney Knight. Kept it in play, but Brendan Lewis so clean. Just gets it every time he goes near it. Gains another 20 metres for his team. Knight's still there, as is Simpson. Boundary throw-in. Dying minutes here at Adelaide Street Oval. It looks like the Blues will go 8-2 in 2015. Hold on to their second spot behind Terrigal, who are undefeated. They'll go 5-5, the Killarney Vale Bombers. Another forward attack here from the Blues at centre-half forward. Wheeler's camped under it. Couldn't take the one-headed grab. Away goes Smith. So through the middle of the ground here, who have they got? They've got numbers out, actually. And it's Simpson who's at the half-forward flank on his own. Plays on. McVeigh's at full forward. He kicks in that direction. It's a one-on-one against Emerson Monk. McVeigh put up the one left arm. Play on was the call. And another boundary throw-in deep in the forward line for Killarney Vale.
Yeah, been very, very good today, Emerson Monk. Normally a runner, attacker of the football, a carrier, but today he's done a very good job on Mark McVeigh. He's looked dangerous at the time, McVeigh. He's kicked the 2 goals, but I think Emerson Monk has done a really, really good job.
I'll let you pick man of the match today, Gary. I'll probably go with the play of the day. So a couple spring to mind, but certainly got a decision to make. So out comes City. Scene's been pretty well held, and in under midfielder. He looks good when he gets the footy, but probably hasn't had the same attacking, damaging effect that he's had in other weeks. But certainly a really good team effort from the... certainly a really good team effort from the Newcastle City side. Over it goes to Haswell, who's been lively. Played a full 4 quarters. City go forward again. Their first will be Edwards. Couldn't take clean possession. He could that time. Was held for a while by Lewis. Good decision, though, from the umpire. Mumford comes through centre-half back. Tom Mumford. He's had a good game. So is this man, Jackson Ireland. Just beats everyone around him. So Ireland, clean possession. On his right side. Has a bounce in front of Baker. Oh, he just doesn't get tackled, Ireland. Little handball over the top. Might be to Simpson. It is. Right foot snap towards goal. Won't get the distance. No one can take a mark, but it comes back down there. Good snap. And it was Blackwood, Darren Blackwood there in the 41, kicking the behind. Dying seconds here at Adelaide Street Oval, Killarney Vale. It's been a great game of footy, certainly one of the better games we've broadcasted this year. Great to see two sides that will go pretty deep in September, contesting a really good home and away game. So McMahon down there, as is Ireland, still going hard. The tackle was on O'Malley. It'll be a ball up, centre wing. Adelaide Street Oval, it's held up pretty well. Beautiful day to play footy. Ball up again. Keast has been sensational for the second week in a row. On the bottom of that pack was Jackson Monk, whose second half's been great, as is this man Crawford, the goal kicker. He kicks to the half-forward line for Newcastle City. Getting there first might be Edwards. No, it's Jackson Crawford. Little kick off the ground was a good one. Now it's a foot race. Getting there first is... couldn't see it there for the Bombers. Young it was. Rumpler. Handball out to Brendan Lewis, who's had heaps of it again. So Brendan Lewis through centre-half back, kicks into the middle of the ground. That might be it, though. Full time here at Adelaide Street Oval. It's a terrific win to the Newcastle City Blues. They finished 14-9-93 to Killarney Vale, the home side, 11-10-76. A terrific game of football, Gary Birkinshaw.
Yeah, thanks very much, Ryan. Goal kickers today for Newcastle City. 3 each to Courtney Knight, Mitch Crawford. 2 goals to Nick Dempsey. Singles to Connor Haswell, Jackson Monk, Sam Payne, Jake Hardekanen and Pat Gillingham for Killarney Vale. 5 goals to Daniel Lloyd, 4 goals to Jackson Ireland and 2 goals to Mark McVeigh. Fantastic game of football, Ryan.
Absolutely. Just looking at some of the better players. Firstly for... Killarney Vale. Thought Ryan Barrett was really good across the half-back line, playing a loose man. Daniel Lloyd was sensational with his 5 goals. Brendan Lewis was great once again. Thought Mark McVeigh challenged well all day as well. Kyle Walford had plenty of the footy. Tom Mumford as well across half-back. Jackson Ireland was certainly one of Killarney Vale's best. And Dylan Smith did pretty well in the ruck for a young guy as well. Looking at the victorious Newcastle City side, thought Haswell played a really good 4-quarter effort. Ian Baker off the half-back line again. The same with Pat McMahon. Jackson Monk had heaps of the footy in the second half. Just looking down the side, Hugh Kelleher in the ruck was really good as well. And Emerson Monk, his job on Mark McVeigh, I thought was sensational. For the play of the day today, just a reminder, the play of the day will receive a $50 voucher to Dustwood Hound restaurants across Newcastle. That's going to go to Daniel Lloyd for a terrific effort in the first corner down in this forward pocket, Gary. So he'll get the $50 voucher. It'll be a trip up the M1 for that. And I'll give you the mic for the best on ground today.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Ryan. You summed that up really well. And the Subway Morissette Player of the Day is going to go to number 15 for Newcastle City, Ian Baker. I thought he was fantastic across the half-back line, provided really, really good run. But also I think equal as important was in the first half, it was a Killarney Vale with their open forward line, Lloyd, Ilam, McVeigh, all causing trouble. He actually went back there and on a number of occasions, just his work rate, getting back, making 2-on-1s, and really was able to nullify their influence. So the player of the match for today's game, we're going to win the Subway Morissette voucher, is going to go the way of Ian Baker. So just quickly, a score at the other game, the full time, it's number one sports ground. Cardiff have had their first win of the year, and in the meantime put a real dent in Nelson Bay's quest for that finals berth. It's Cardiff 18-7, 115, defeated Nelson Bay 7-11, 53. The final score's not come through yet from the other game, but Terrigal Avoca have continued their unbeaten run with another convincing win.
Great stuff, Gary. Thanks a lot for today. Just in wrapping up, so next week it'll be the same time at Adcock Park. It will be Terrigal Avoca hosting Cardiff. Big job there for Cardiff. They'll be coming off a victory. But at Adelaide Street Oval today, it's Newcastle City Blues. They go 8-2 in 2015, running out 14-9, 93 victors over Killarney Vale, 11-10, 76. On behalf of myself, Ryan Webster, and Gary Birkinshaw, thanks a lot for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Subway Morissette. Subway Morissette is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service.
Command, this is Car 33. I'm going on my break.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime